top. Welcome back to the Attitude for Gratitude podcast. This is your lovely host, Tim, coming back at you. Hopefully we don't have no sound issues this week, but we're going to work on it. I'm going to get rid of the music so you can hear this lovely, raspy asshole cigarette voice. There we go. We're back at it. We got someone new on the show tonight. We're going to also probably get Chucky in here. Oh, and I'm playing some weird music. What's that about? I hear it in my ear right now. All right, welcome back, everybody. 2520 North 2nd Street will work for recovery. We're open 7 days a week. We do recovery. We've got everything you could want out of a spot to find some recovery down here. You're going to hear us talk about multiple places to find your recovery. People come in here and share where they find the recovery. People online post comments about where they find the recovery. We don't isolate recovery. Anywhere you can find it, we just challenge you to go get some of it. If no one's told you yet today, like, you're worth this life, you are loved, and you're worth the fight. So fight for yourself. Come find us, 2520 North 2nd Street. We've got everything down here. What do we got? We got a workout room. We got a gym. We got a computer lab. We got a podcast studio. We got ping pong tables and foosball tables. We got prayer rooms. I'm going to come up with something corny like that. You'll see. It'll be an intro where I just I don't have to remember it every week. But we got huge meeting rooms. And hopefully we are doing a fundraiser because they did find a new location that's much bigger. It's right down the road. Maybe near the end of summer. I don't know. It all depends on funds, like if we're able to move. We talked about this last week when we had one of the board members on. It's not so much as a problem right now, but we are the largest ROC in the nation. What that means is, like, we have the biggest community that shows up on a daily basis here. And the majority of it is newcomers, which is awesome. That's what we do this for, is like to show the newcomers, like, there's a different way. But also what comes with that is there are people starting back out in life. It's hard financially to be able to support a club like this. And there are, like me, I've got 6+ years now, and when I started coming here, I wasn't able to give. I was able to give some time and help clean up and do whatever until, like, life started and, like, responsibilities and getting a job and then financially okay. Or, like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, I helped out with EBT money in the early days. Like, I'd go to Cub Foods and get whatever. What I'm saying is, like, we grow here and we help out as we can. So if you're able to help out financially, it's great. If you're not, come on down and, like, give us some time. If not, then just listen and enjoy and come down and get what you want out of this place. It's here for that. Whatever you're trying to do, we just challenge you to do something. Like, that's the only time you'll ever hear me talk about you should try this or you should try that, is come down here and find this new way. 2520 North 2nd Street, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got stuff going on every day. Every day there's a morning meeting at 6:30 a.m. Every Wednesday there's a men's meeting. There's a women's meeting called Crosstalk at 5 o'clock for the men. Can't speak on the women's meeting. Every night at 7 o'clock, there's a meeting. Saturday night, walk and talk at 7 o'clock. There's stuff all week long. So come on down here and check it out. And again, like, you're worth it. So come on down and check it out. Boom! How was that for an intro?
That was amazing.
I should unmute you so I can really hear what you said. How was that for an intro?
It was amazing.
Who are you?
My name is EJ.
EJ, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Young man, who are you?
I'm Michael.
Michael, welcome back to the show.
Yeah.
EJ, how'd you hear about Will Work for Recovery?
I heard about it quite a few times from quite a few people in recovery, and a few of my CPRSs brought me here. And if you don't know what a CPRS is, it's a Certified Peer Recovery Support Specialist.
Do you remember how they explained this place to you? Do you remember what they're like? Like, you should go check it out.
The couch place.
Is that how they said it?
Yeah. People were like, this is the couch place or the motorcycle club. And I was like, wait now.
So this is the question that I ask everyone, every person who's been on here for the first time, is exactly what I'm asking you now. So how would you explain it to someone now that you've been here? First, tell me what it was like first time you walked in. What was the vibe?
I cried. The first time I walked in here, I cried. It felt like home. I don't have my own natural family necessarily, and it felt like home and a family right when I walked in. It was a lot of people. It was a Wednesday night. It was tons of people. And for the first time in a really long time, I didn't feel utterly alone. There's a difference between being lonely and being alone, and I felt neither of those things. As soon as I walked in, I felt embraced. I felt welcomed. I felt love.
So That's huge. Like that's one of the best descriptions I've heard in a long time, and it's heartwarming to know like someone came in here and felt that way because I know that's the vibe Paul and Caroline want to have out there, is to feel welcome, and it sounds like that's what it was for you. You felt
Absolutely.
welcome. So now, how would you explain this place to someone else? Like to get someone, not get someone to come here, but they're like, EJ, I heard about this place called Will Work for Recovery. What's it? What is it? Would you be like, oh, it's the couch place?
No, absolutely not.
How would you explain it?
I would explain it like anything awesome, amazing, chaotic, and crazy with so much love and involvement. Like, it's like being on the best drug you've ever been on, but in real life.
But not being on
But
drugs.
not being on drugs.
EJ, do you want a slice of pizza?
Yes, I do.
Mike, will you grab her a slice too?
Please and thank you.
All right. So that's, you know what? Gosh, how selfish am I? Nick, don't just come in and get pizza and leave. You better come back. Okay. They're more than welcome to come in here too. So Will, the guy you see waving right now, who's been on the show only once,
Oh, busted.
he is Will. And he is
Yes.
American Pie Pizza. Like I forgot. And Jack, if people come in and get pizza, they are entitled to get on the show. What's my? I got it. Yeah. It was perfect. Don't worry. It was perfect.
Thank you, kind sir.
So
Thank you. I
American Pie
appreciate you.
Pizza is not like our sponsor, but they're a partner of the show. They graciously he just brought in like over $100 worth of pizza, like gourmet.
Oh yeah, they
fire.
feed you well here.
Yeah.
You can come down on game night during. Oh my gosh, there's so many activities and events that happen here. Dances. They feed you. Like you can just come and hang out. Like if you need a chill spot to be. Like if I was a person that had never been here before, this is the spot I want to be at. Like even if I come here all the time, and I know that like I'm from Podunk Town, far, far away. And I know that as soon as I come back to the cities, I can't wait. And when I'm gone, I think about this place. I think about everything that happens here. I think about everything that's been done here. I think about just the camaraderie here, the friendships that are made here, the family feel that there is here. Like, there's nothing cliche, clicky about it. Like, everything is fresh. Everything is friendly. Everyone just loves everyone here.
I gotta have you on more. Like this is great for Will Work for Recovery. You see how descriptive she's being right now, Mike?
I'm descriptive.
Listen.
Don't make me laugh loud on the air.
All right, cool. We got some more guests that are gonna be coming on
Woot
too.
woot.
EJ, I really appreciate how you're explaining things. So now we're gonna get a little personal. It's like, how long you been in recovery?
Well, this time.
this
This time. My clean date is February 22nd of 24.
We celebrate clean time here.
Yes, we do.
All right, this is, it's kind of corny, but this is what I always hear people say, and I'm gonna ask it. So what's different this time?
I'm a person that has always hated myself. I'm somebody that will set myself on fire for you if you're not even chilly, and I will put myself out in the cold and leave myself with nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm a self-harmer, self-sabotager, I'm a relapse, revolving door. Like I finally made it to the Twin Cities Wellness and Recovery Gym, which I hear is also partnering with Will Work for Recovery. I left a toxic relationship. I'm very codependent.
So you're one of us.
Yes, absolutely. I miss him, but I miss me more.
Right. I get that. I heard your share earlier, and I think that was real poignant how you put it. And not to steal your thunder on it, but you're basically explaining like, I'm learning how to love myself again.
Right. For the first time ever.
For the first time ever.
Ever. Yeah.
Okay. And why is that important?
I mean,
No, wait. Let me explain to you because you have been on here. Like we have a lot of people that listen that aren't in recovery or thinking about recovery, so I'm gonna be asking some corny questions that to us it's like, well, of course it did.
ask them, man. I'm an open book. I'm an open book.
Why is it
Listen,
important to learn how to love yourself?
I've got 4 kids, and just because I proclaim parenthood doesn't mean that I know how to be a parent. I don't even know how to be an EJ yet. Like, I got to love me before I can learn how to love you or anybody else. I can have love, but it doesn't mean I know how to love.
Right. No, that makes sense. Like,
And I can't have recovery if I can't learn how to love myself. I mean, it's all points bulletin right now. Like, I got to have the physical, the mental, it includes love. Like, if you don't have love for yourself, there's no point in doing any of this stuff.
Right. Mike, like, weigh in on that. Weigh in on, like,
I'm
do you
just,
love yourself?
Of course I do. I love myself. I learned how to love myself a long time ago.
I got a seat that needs to be filled. Someone come grab this seat, please.
Yeah, I learned how to love myself a long time ago. I was a loner. So I was a loner. I was the fat kid, and I got made fun of a lot. So it was like, and I had to take care of my little brothers and sisters and everything. So I had to learn to love myself a while ago because I wasn't getting it where I wanted it. So when I learned to love myself, I was probably about 18, 19.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I learned to love everybody else before I learned to love myself.
Right.
So, like, I guess to toot my own horn, so when I was over here talking about you're the skinny kid, that had to have been a great compliment.
No, because I was way skinnier than this.
I thought you said you were the fat kid.
I was the fat kid, but so a while ago, right when I had my first child, I was like 300 pounds. And there was this workout video called Insanity I did.
I remember that.
Dude.
Dude.
David Goggins, that one?
T-Shine or something like that?
Tayshawn.
Yeah, that will get you ripped in 90 days.
That was like that P90X.
Yeah, it'll get you ripped in 90 days. Like after you start doing it, you will start losing 10 pounds a week. Easy.
The room's filling up.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Who are you, young man? Get close to that mic, please. Ooh. I meant, who are you, young man?
Rick, alcoholic.
Welcome back to the show, Rick. Rick, what's different this time in recovery for you? Don't touch my mic. Just get closer to it.
Well, I mean, a lot of things are different.
All right, talk to us. Talk to us. We got 3 people in here right now. What's different?
I know how to love myself, for sure.
Damn, look at the vibe that's going on right now. You weren't here, but that's what her big thing was. Talking about loving herself again.
Yeah, I never liked myself before. I mean,
Can you put a finger on it? Why though? Like, was it what was it? What was it that was so hard to love yourself?
I mean, I don't know if
it.
I don't know if it's a great excuse, but the only one I can think of is my childhood.
It's
You
your
know, like-
excuse. You're valid. Your feelings are valid, bro.
I
Whatever.
just started not only hating myself, but I hated everybody else around me.
Right.
So it was easier for me to hate myself, so I don't have to like you, and then you
Yeah.
just stay away from me.
Absolutely, that right there.
It's like a defense mechanism. In a
Hell
way.
yeah, for sure.
Is that like kind of like if you get close to me, I'm gonna hurt you first before you get a chance to hurt me, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna let that happen. I
It's
ain't
like
gonna let
it's
you
a
hurt me first.
detriment to yourself, but it's also a protection mechanism. Brother Dad.
Yeah, I mean, it's taken a lot of work just to to be where I am today. But I'm grateful for it. I mean,
No, you're good.
so absolutely. I stumbled a few times and got back up, but that's what matters in the world today.
Absolutely. It's not about
My
the
beautiful daughter over there, she sticks by me 100%. So that's why I keep going.
it's not about the times you get knocked down. It's about the getting up, right?
Well, you gotta get up.
100%. 100%. And as long as you get up.
Right.
Well, yeah.
100%.
What?
You only fail if you don't get
Shit
up.
on me. I get to be the host, and I can mute your ass. I've never pulled that thread out before, but I thought about it when Rick sat down. All right, so you know what? We're gonna get to something that we already just brought up, and like Mike, was that before we even started recording? Higher power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's revamp that conversation. What were you saying? What happened just now? I forgot.
Well, so.
Oh yes. So come on.
So, this morning I'm like, damn, I need some more soap. The day before, it was like, higher power is like, aren't we our higher power and all this other stuff I was saying at the other meeting element, So
Hang on. We were at a men's meeting. He goes on Thursday at New Hope Alano, and it's a big book study. So we read a paragraph, and then after, if someone has something to share about it, we share. And we are on like We Agnostics or something.
we agnostics, yeah.
And Mike, this will be the second time he had me, not purposely. You asked a question where we never read anymore because it was such a valid question. It got everyone to thinking, and it's usually higher power based. And he said, how is, and I'm not saying you struggle with higher power, but you're figuring it out and you're coming to your conclusion on it. But he asked the group of like 50 men, like, I'm not understanding, like, you guys are saying like this higher power thing. I'm the one who drove here. I'm the one who's taking the time to do this. I'm the one doing this. Why are we all saying the higher power's doing it? Something like that.
Pretty much.
Okay, so keep going.
So this morning, I'm like, oh, right after shower up, man, I need some more soap, right? I'm thinking about it like half the day, like, damn, I need to get some soap. I don't got any money. I come here, and there's a guy selling and giving out soap. It's minor, but it's like, what the hell? Weird shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Here you go, buddy.
There you go. There you go.
see,
It's funny how stuff like that happens.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something like, isn't it a situation? If you weren't looking for it, would you have saw it?
I wasn't looking for it
Okay, then how'd you recognize it?
because I needed soap. And it wasn't this. It was just like a coincidence. That's what I'm gonna say. It was a coincidence.
But was it though? Because like closed mouths don't get fed. You said something and it happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially right now. That's yours, bro. Take that.
Thank you.
But
Now go wash your ass.
so I just did before this at 5 o'clock tonight. I will release it eventually, but I had a 50-minute interview with Chucky, and I believe he will be coming in here later, and we'll throw him out. But I have a 50-minute recording interview with him that we'll put on one of these nights. I have a few stockpiled up with some people that we've interviewed, and he's one of them. And he talks about this soap. I'm hoping he'll come on and we'll do a little cap. It's soap stone factory, and it presents the armor of Yah. It's this soap. Did you get my message? I'm not driving.
Yeah, and it smells like cinnamon.
Because it's made with cinnamon. Now listen, real quick. The ingredients are: it's anointed with 100% pure love. It's saponified with olive oil, coconut oil, distilled water, cinnamon, oatmeal, and some more love. But it's something we're doing here at We'll Work for Recovery. Chuck has this vision to help out the homeless, to help out people getting out of prison, help out people in recovery, to eventually get some jobs, get some housing, and create a product that like something like this. And here you go. That's a good testimony, but keep going.
It was decent. It made me open my eyes to like, man, maybe something's working here. Could be not, but I'm just gonna be optimistic about it. You know, so I'm leaning towards, because at first it was my kids,
Right.
and I started asking them questions. You know, like what's the reason of life? That one over there said to be nice, loving, and kind.
That's childlike faith.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you always got to start with the unjaded to ask serious questions, and they're going to give you heartfelt answers. So that's what I've been doing lately.
So how would we compare this statement? And this isn't really an inside thing, but don't make an extra quarter bird, and we're like, wow, God did that. Versus a bar of soap. Oh, God did that. Mike?
I mean, what do you got to lose to believe? You know?
Well, here's an insight. Yes, we were talking about it on the way home from the meeting. And back in the day, that was your thought process, correct?
Yeah.
Like when the dope man put a little extra on.
Yeah,
it.
like, you know, I used to go grab a 9-piece, and they'll be like, oh, here's another 9, just, you know what I'm saying, so you don't have to keep coming back so often. I'm like, oh, that was God working, you know?
But you really believe that? Or was that just talk?
I really believed it
There you
because
go.
I didn't want to keep going back so often.
Deception? I mean, I don't know what it is. And you know, maybe, I don't know. And I said it was the enemy, but whatever.
At the time, who knows what it was at the time?
Right?
It was probably them playing chess.
Oh, with you.
You're right.
With you.
Right.
Rick, what does your higher power look like today? Be as honest as you can.
Be as honest as I can.
As honest.
huh?
It's no one's feelings you're going to hurt.
No, I can honestly say I have a higher power today. 6 years ago, I probably wouldn't have said that. Well, as a matter of fact, I know I would have. You know, there's been some stuff that I've been having to juggle in my life recently, but looking for answers, and you know, I work with my sponsor. I'm doing my steps and all that, and I go to my sponsor for questions, and he's like, "Well, just keep praying about it, keep praying about it, keep praying about it." So I had a little incident come up yesterday, and it's about, you know, work stuff, and you know, I was on my way to work at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, God, I don't know what to do, and you know, like I just need an answer or something, point me in the right direction. It was a direction that I didn't think it was going to go, but my higher power does speak to me. I tend to ignore him. Just because, for many of years, like, my family weren't Christians. They didn't practice no faith or.
You weren't raised with it.
No, I
Okay.
wasn't.
Me neither.
So,
me neither.
for me, it was like, God, what the hell is God? Like, okay, I'm going to believe something that I can't see, that has all these answers. And it's like, well, I don't have the answer, so I got to give it to somebody. So I mean, a lot of people know my story and all that on how and why I didn't believe in God. But I gave it the chance, and so far it's worked out for me.
To me, it's one of these things.
It's a concert moment.
So, Rick, the name of this show is Attitude for Gratitude. Tell me about your gratitude. Wow, look at you're the last on and first.
Yeah, that's all right.
Tell me about your gratitude. I know you could go on for a long time.
You know what's really cool is that I'm really grateful for this, and I was so tomorrow I will work. I will be speaking tomorrow night at the Walk and Talk.
Oh,
Walk
okay.
and Talk at 7 o'clock.
7
Rick
o'clock.
is here speaking. I'll be here to support you.
I
brother.
never thought that I would be that grateful, and why I'm so grateful is because I get to share my experience, my strength, and the hope that I've had in these last 6 years, and I'm just blessed to be able to do that. I get to do that. I don't have to do it. I don't have to shit, but wake up and whatever. But I get to, and man, I'm grateful to have you in my life, Tim. I'm not putting you on a pedestal. I'm not thinking
take
you're
it.
big shit. Well, I know you will. I mean, but if it makes you feel better.
But listen, that's what we do. That's what we do in this program. It is.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm going to be on some much step stuff. But me being a friend to someone else puts insurance in my friend box. It's like, and it's not so much as I'm doing that so I get something in return, but I'm selfishly reach out or I selfishly do shit because it makes me feel good. Selfish. It's selfish. It is. A counselor back at New Way once told me.
No way.
She said, go up to someone, ask them a question you don't need the answer to, but they'll be able to give you the answer. I'm like, what? Ask them something so they can help you and watch how it changes them. To watch them be able to help you. And I thought I started doing it, like fucking social experiment, whatever. And I go ask someone something stupid where I knew they knew it, and their attitude changed, especially someone who's down or out. Anyone listening, go try it once. Go see someone you eavesdrop and know they're talking about something and they have the answer. Ask them a question about it to give them a chance to help you and watch how it makes them feel and change. And in return, it helps you. It just does. Whatever. That was a weird tangent. So, Ricky,
Yeah.
I love you. You can
love
never
you,
put me
man.
on a pedestal. I know better.
No.
Get out of here.
But yeah, hey,
I'm
just
joking.
remember if you're struggling, reach out, please.
But tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Walk and Talk. Rick is here speaking. Please come check it out. Support him.
Woot woot.
Hang out too. All right.
Thank you,
Fair
Rick.
roll.
Bye.
Oh wait. Didn't you have a girl here? One of your friends or something? Where's one of your friends? You need her.
Listen, I gotta take off.
Oh, get out. All right. Then before you go,
Yeah.
Fair, batter's up. Talk to me. The name of the show is Attitude for Gratitude. Tell us about your gratitude. What are you grateful for?
Oh my God, I'm grateful for all the things, good and bad, because without the good, there would be no bad, and vice versa. Every day I'm so grateful for life because like a month and a half, 2 months ago, I wasn't grateful for anything except for scoring and the tip of a barrel. So, I'm grateful for all the things. All the things.
All right. And then last question. You'll come back on?
Oh, absolutely.
Good luck and nice to meet you, Jay.
Thank you.
Where are you
as
going?
well.
Your batter's up. You're next. They can come on. Oh, you got to go. Okay. Put on your headphones and get as close as you can to that mic.
Oh, man.
Who's back in the corner trying to be incognito? You're up next. Come on. Batter's up, bro.
Raymond.
No, he's up. No, Raymond.
Raymond.
Good luck. Raymond's on last.
Come on, Raymond.
Raymond likes to sit there and not come on air. Oh, what are you sliding out? Where are you going? You really slid off?
Yeah, he slid.
Ray, you're up.
Raymond, come on.
Come on. I got an empty seat. I need you.
Come on, Raymond.
Batters up. Come on. All right, she got this. All right.
I got it.
Who are you, young man?
I'm fair.
Farron, welcome to the show for the first time with
Yep.
me. Welcome. Who are you, young lady?
I'm Kat.
Cat, welcome. Oh, you are the cat.
I am the cat.
You're Cat. You sent me someone.
I did send you somebody.
Oh, not me. No. Wait,
Like,
slow down.
I sent her
Yes.
here. Yep, I sent
Sponsee. And where'd she go? She was here earlier. She
Allison?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
she went home tonight.
Yeah, I gave her a ride the other night, and I was
Oh,
all.
awesome.
I was in my head about. I was like, was that you or with you? No,
I was on here
you.
with Allison.
Yes, whatever the case is, like, thank you,
Yeah, of course.
thank you.
go.
You're the reason that she found this place. Oh, he got close. Good.
I'm getting close.
All right, you ease into
He's
it, brother.
working
You
his
ease
way
into
in.
it. So, Farron, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Kat, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Have you ever been on with me
I
before?
have been.
With
Well,
me?
not with you,
With
I
Jake.
don't think. Yeah, probably with
all
Jake.
right. So now it's a brand new
Yeah.
day. So let's do something. Boom. There's Kat right there. Kat, welcome to the show. Farron, I know you've been coming here for a long time.
Yeah.
Since its conception, were you over here on the other side? You were on the other side.
Yeah, I was on the other side. Yes, I was. Yep.
So then I'm not going to ask you the basic questions like I'm going to be asking her. How would you explain this to someone who's never been here?
How would I explain this to someone that's been here? I would explain it as family. It's helped me grow to be a man. Before I came here, I had real poor observed boundaries. I didn't speak up. I didn't engage. Right down to the men's meeting, I found work and, connected with people that were on the same level. They fished out my talents and, my life just exploded after that. I had a major setback. It came from a major comeback too. So I've been back for about, I've been sober for about 3 months. So I've been back
Yeah.
2.5 months back here. So, and it's comfortable and, it's just, it's comfortable in a good way. There's a lot of good things going on here. If you're willing to show up and turn that doorknob and get up and do something, there's so many doors that open and opportunities if you're consistent in coming to this place. It's like home for me. So it's my extended family.
What do you say to someone who's struggling then? It sounds like you just dealt with this 3 months ago. What would you have told the past Farron who was just about to pick up?
Well, okay, so a couple years ago, my brother passed away. He didn't get institutions and jails. He was very good at what he did, and he used for 8 years. And they ended up finding him in his Cadillac out on a friend's property with his phone and keys in his hand, dead in the passenger seat of his Cadillac. That was the beginning of my downfall, right? Or my relapse. It was a perfect storm. I was a sober house manager for about a year plus. I had started my own LLC, penny business. I was starting to thrive. I was putting other addicts to work that were coming to Will Work for recovery. Then I got demoted for working too much. And so I found out in this time that I'm on the spectrum. I have Asperger's.
Okay.
So...
Is that considered mental health? It's not. Or
Oh yeah,
it is.
well,
Okay.
to a certain extent, yeah, because
It's just- I'm
I have
confirming before I
yeah,
ask some other questions
100%.
down the road. Okay, so
well,
keep going.
because the mental health part of it is that I can have a meltdown at any time.
Okay.
Responsibility wise, stressors, things like that. And now, mind you, I did use the coping mechanisms when my brother passed away, right?
All right.
And it held up for about 7 months, and then I got demoted as house manager, not in a bad way, but because my business was starting to thrive.
Right.
And I got moved to another room with another person, and my routine got broke. But at the same time, I was doing a job down south of the cities that was a little ways out, and I pulled on another job trying to put more people to work, right?
All right.
And I took on too much responsibility, and I had some catastrophic failures that led to my relapse because I had a meltdown and I couldn't express myself. So that's where the mental illness comes in from the ASD. Yeah.
ASD is Asperger's.
Yeah,
Okay.
autism spectrum disorder.
Okay.
Asperger's, there's low and high functioning, but I don't like to consider myself in there because low functioning people have some beautiful attributes to them, and high functioning people have some horrible attributes to them. I may excel in many places, but I also have
Has its dip and it has its
yeah,
dip.
definitely.
Okay.
So, I mean, like God's given me some abilities and some gifts, and to be able to share with other people, and a chance that I get, I bring people down here, and the minute they walk in here, they feel a sense of like acceptance. I mean, right out of the gate,
Connection, that
man.
family,
Yeah,
that-
you hear it every time you come here. You see someone new, and they're like, "Man, this is the first time I've been here. I'm coming back." It's like, "Welcome home, man."
Welcome home.
You know, and seeing that light start to develop on people as they're becoming sober and they're becoming connected is like phenomenal. You know, to see that light come on of acceptance and meeting these goals and crushing goals and having people there to support them is just a phenomenal place. You know, yeah. So
The perfect storm happens. Like
Yep.
all these things are happening. Diagnosis, brother
Yep.
passing, demotion, busy life. What?
I would tell myself not to isolate, and it's a really tough thing when you're having a meltdown,
Right.
because it's a different type of level and it's hard to express to other people what that's about. Not saying that other people don't go through it, but I would tell myself not to isolate, and that's the first thing I do, because I'm very comfortable by myself, because I don't have the stressors to meet people's
others, yeah.
expectations. Yeah. So
Oh, and that's valid. Like I say, it's everyone's. We say Paul says all the time. And I mean it when I'm like, you have a story. Your story is valid, and that goes along with your feelings, your thoughts. They're all valid.
Well, you know, when my brother passed away, I tell you right now, Paul and about 8 guys from here, man. My brother had a full storage that had to be cleaned out, and they came down like family. John from in the morning meeting, you know, I'd go to 5 meetings a week in the mornings, just every day in the mornings. Then I would go to a noon one, and I would come to at least 3 at night, you know, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. Yeah, whenever I could get here. And number one thing, and this I want to express, because about a month and a half before my brother died, I was at his house with him for the first time in a really long time, and with him and his son and his wife, and I was talking to him about recovery, and he says, you know, I am. He says, this is something I got to do alone. I said, hey, this is something you can't do alone.
Right.
You know, and I wish I would have took my own advice before I relapsed. You know, I went into self, and you know, where I'm comfortable. And you know, something just as a matter of fact, she just said something here. She says, wherever you feel comfortable, and when you're in that relapse is exactly where you don't need to be.
And bondage itself. We have someone listening who taught me all about bondage itself, and it's like, I think of the enemy. Like it's something I pray for to be taken away from me on a daily still. Like it's so easy to get stuck in self for me.
Right.
Like I say, I've learned about I statements, so I'm not assuming any of you guys are on that page. But
Oh,
like that thing of self, like I can spin out my own head, and man, it's a bad place. It's a bad place. So like this connection, if I don't utilize my connections I've made, that is on me. That is on me. If I decide to go back, like you guys have provided some tools for me to learn what to do, how to do, and get out of this.
Yep.
How long you been in recovery?
3 years today.
Today?
Today.
Today?
Right on.
Oh! Hey, 3 years. Yeah. We celebrate clean time here.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I do.
So how long you been coming to Will Work for recovery?
About 4.5.
4.5, and you
4.5.
celebrated 3 years.
I did.
Let me do the math here.
Yeah.
What's not adding up? What happened that first year and a half?
So I got a cold, and I decided that no, seriously, it's
It got
100%.
cold?
I got a cold.
Oh, you got a cold.
Like, I had,
all right, okay. You got a cold.
I got a
That's sick.
cold, and I decided that it was a good idea to use meth to treat the cold. No, 100%. Like
I
that
get-
was
I
my
get it.
that was my like my logic.
I used to
that-
think
Been there.
heroin is the only reason I didn't get sick. And I,
Yeah, same.
like,
yeah.
serious. Like I was like, heroin's a great medical drug. I haven't gotten sick for 7 years.
Exactly. That's the 100% my thought process.
Can I chime in on this?
Yeah,
So
go.
now, this is the exact thing that happened to my brother with this. Okay, he got COVID, right? He got COVID, and he was using meth on a regular basis, and they gave him steroids, and he
Yep.
went to the doctor, and he was in the hospital for 3 days, got out, and didn't take his meds, and 2 weeks later, after they found him dead. You know,
Right,
and
wow.
and so meth did not keep him alive, and he
Right.
used on a daily basis. You know, so
So you got a cold.
Yep. So I got a cold, and then I decided to
Meth it out.
go use in my sober house, and then I
At the
just
sober house?
yeah, at the sober house. Yeah.
Get a little
And then
closer to Mike, I'm
some like random guy like brought me some crackers and like
Brought you crackers?
he brought me crackers and he
Okay.
put the meth inside the crackers and like sealed it back up.
Oh, damn, you were dealing with someone
Yeah.
smart. So okay, so then you're like you start eating
crazy.
crackers and smoking meth.
Yeah, and then I didn't eat the crackers, I don't think. But,
Not if you found the meth first.
and then I
Okay.
like went and drove to Fargo, and then I don't know, I got sober, and
How long was that run for? Just a,
it was about 48 hours total.
oh, that 2 days.
Yeah, just about 2 days. Yeah.
So
It
you've
was-
got 4.5 years with a 48-hour trip in the middle there somewhere.
there's a couple trips in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
What was the reason you decided to stop after 48 hours?
I lost my mind within 48 hours.
Psychosis in 48 hours.
It was a full blown psychosis. I was driving from Fargo, and I was literally praying. that I made it home. And yeah, it was bad.
So then, like, I think I just said this to EJ, and I think it's a corny statement, but I've just never said, but like, what's different this time? What is different? Why after that 48 hours you like, and I could ask you the same, it's like, what is different? Like, what's different?
I think I legitimately at first didn't want to be that crazy. I mean, I had some decent clean time before that, and then I was like, absolutely not. Like, I mean, I was terrified. And then I started getting stuff for being clean. You know, like I got my own apartment, and then like everybody told me because I got my own apartment like a month after that. And everybody was like, "We're not even helping you move in because you're gonna die there." I still live there. I'm still so everybody knows it didn't help me. But
I showed them.
right, like don't tell me I can't do something.
Hey, sometimes
Seriously.
that's what us as addicts need to hear. I don't know.
Exactly.
Like, you ain't gonna do it. Whatever. So this last 3 years, what does it look like for you? Like,
So the last 3 years has been like actually kind of nothing short of a miracle. I worked at a gas station on the east side. I became the GM. I stayed in my apartment. Life was a little rocky. My best friend died about a year and a half ago now. And I really isolated after that. But her family kind of helped me just dig myself out, which was I'm super grateful. And then obviously coming here helped me dig myself out. And then I found a DHS background check, started doing some health care, started seeing my son again. Huge because it was like 7. Oh,
that's right up there with clean time.
Right,
Being able
no,
to start seeing your
100%.
kids again. Come on.
yeah, like I remember the first time I hugged my kid and I hadn't seen him for 7 years. So he was just a little like, he was just a baby when I left. And I was like, this kid's got a mustache. That was the first thing I said. You have a mustache. I was bawling my eyes out saying, you have a mustache.
And he's how old? 3?
He's 15 now.
Oh, 15. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
3-year-old with a mustache.
yeah.
Gangster.
Kids taller than me, but I mean,
So you got your kid back in your life.
kind of, yeah. He went to live with my mom and then he got in some trouble.
Whatever.
So now he's in a detention center.
He's back in your life. He was back in
He's
your life.
he's
because
back in my
you're
life.
clean.
Yeah, because I'm clean, he's allowed to be in my life. And even through the detention center, I'm still seeing him.
Yeah,
Right
so
on.
he's back in your life. And that's because of recovery.
Yep.
Yes,
you can show up for 'em.
100%.
Yep.
100%. Yeah,
100%.
100%.
So then, this last 3 years have been good.
Oh yeah, really good. I
Real
mean,
good.
bought a DHS check, won. Started seeing my kid. I enrolled in college.
Start sponsoring girls.
I did start sponsoring girls. I'm very new to that.
What do you tell another woman in recovery? What is like some advice you give to women in recovery?
Love your girls. 100%. Just love your girls.
So
Don't even talk to dudes.
All right, it would start with find women and go to women's meetings
Yes,
and link up with
exactly.
women
Yeah.
and get some women connections.
Yeah.
And the guy aspect, you just skimmed over. Don't talk to dudes. Why? What's
I personally, from my past, I've seen some very bad stuff. I mean, I'm still like, so I broke up with a guy that was in recovery. We got clean around the same time, and he never could stay clean. And now, like, I mean, I haven't seen him in like a year, and he still stalks me. I mean,
So, I mean, minus the stalking part of things, like, you need to. Unfortunately, a woman told me this in early recovery when I asked her out. It's like, you need to work on number one.
right.
Like, not so much material shit, but what do you have to offer to a relationship right now? Like,
right.
what do you have to offer to yourself right now? And that was a tough pill to swallow. And I was like, listen, this is just me talking like a regular. I was like, all right, well then fuck women. Like, but it was the best thought. Not like the women. I mean, in a general way. Like,
general
I'm
aspect.
like, you're right. She was the best. That was the best piece of advice because, first of all, it shattered me. Like, damn, the first time I asked a girl out and she topped me down. Like, it was outside this place. She was like, hell no, you don't even know who you are yet. And
Right.
I was like, forget it then. And like for 3 years, I was on that. Like, all right, I'm gonna work on Tim.
Right.
And that was the best thing I could have done. I found a men's meeting, the one you're going to now. And I've talked to women, it was the same thing. It was like the first time I got to a men's meeting, it was a whole different vibe. The way you can share, open up, and just find some recovery. Like we have one here at Wednesdays at 5:00.
Very good.
Yes, crosstalk
good
5
meeting.
o'clock. Women
good.
have one at 5 o'clock too. But like, that's a strong suggestion you give to women is like exactly that type of stuff.
100%. Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah.
Farron, what's your thoughts on relationships and recovery?
You know, that's a heavy question because I dated. Okay, so I've been out of prison for about 5 years now. I dated one girl for just a minute here. She was younger, but you know, she's a cool chick, but we didn't kind of two different levels age-wise. You know what I mean? And I seen that, and I was cool with that, and we both agreed on that. So still friends, and otherwise I've been pretty much single for 5 years. You know, including prison was another 4, so 9 years I've been single. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me because I've accomplished more in my life over the last 5 years than I have my entire life, you know, with the business. And like this, when I came back from my relapse, you know, I never burnt them bridges, so doors started opening right back up, and I'm back to work. But I want to have something to bring to the table as far as a relationship goes, you know, and I need to make sure that I can evenly bring to that table emotionally, financially, you know, in every way possible instead of just about me. So it's important. The men's meeting and the women's meeting is very important. The men's meeting to me is a place I can go in there and be totally focused on my recovery. You know, also the morning meeting is. So
Is it valid to say that I can't? It's going to be really hard to work on self if you're busy in a relationship.
100%, because you're trying to show up to someone else's expectations. So how can you focus on your own life expectations and
Right.
things to grow through? You know, it's very important. And I'm a firm believer of if you have to struggle to make something work, you know,
shouldn't be doing
there's red flags all over the place, even
Right.
if they're minor. I mean, if you're not comfortable in a relationship out of the get-go, and it doesn't happen naturally, in my opinion, is that there's you know, there's a lot of things that need to be looked at in self. If you need a validation from other people to be okay with yourself, there's some things that you need to work on. So the men's meeting and the women's meeting is the perfect place for you.
I think that's powerful. No, I do. I
You
think
know?
that's real powerful.
Right.
Like if you need validation, like you got some other
Right.
work to be doing.
You know, and I need, and like I just had this this communication with my the person I work with the other day about I seek positive validation through my work. I'm not defined by it, and I told him, I said I didn't have a lot of validation growing up, and I know that, and I'm looking for this healthy validation by putting the hard work in. You know, and when a woman comes into my life, that'll be seen, and they'll see that consistency. And I want to attract that type of person that has these same goal sets and these same type of, you know, values and core beliefs. You know, and you know, I've been married twice, and I was married 15 years once and 13 years once, and you know, I grew in each relationship, and I know what I'm looking for, and I'm not going to settle for
Damn,
anything
you got to
less.
be at least like 35 years old then.
I'll be 50 in August.
Damn.
I'm doing pretty good, right?
Right?
Kat, do you have a higher power? If so, what's that look like today?
So mine's more like a spirituality thing, I would think.
good.
I grew up like in a really religious background, and God never really sat well with me. I think nowadays it's more of I value like nature and being outside. I remember like in my early recovery, I literally just like used doors and stuff because anything better than me.
Anything better than you, a higher power.
Right?
Look, no, I mean serious.
Yeah, I
That's
get you.
for me. I wanted not to use heroin anymore. So whatever someone told me I should be doing, I tried.
Right.
Whether I believed it or not, like I understood that thing about greater than myself. Like no one was gonna get my dope for me. So I was the one I depended on. That type of thought process. But in recovery, yes, I had to have some type of higher power. I've heard a lot of people actuate it to the group as my higher power. Like
Right.
the men's meeting, just an example I'll use, like you're in there with these guys talking about I got 10, 20, 30 years and they're happy and they've got a life with some substance to it. And it's like, all right, I can believe in that. I can believe in just that or whatever. And there's this girl, Lena, who used to be part of running this show. That's her. She's like, I think double digit now, years of recovery. And she's spirit, nature. That's her
Right.
higher power.
Yeah.
Like some people, they've got their 2 cents to put in on that, but that's their issue.
Yeah,
like
that's
if
where I
someone's
find
out,
peace.
yeah. If someone's out there telling you your higher power's wrong, like that, then that's something they got to deal with.
Right. That's their problem, not mine.
Yes. It's easy to say.
That's their own poison.
Yes.
Yep. They're again imparting expectations on the people, I mean, and I think that's the key thing is that we going under other people's expectations. Minutes we try to live up to
Yes.
other people's expectations, we start falling short of our own.
I get caught in that still.
Oh,
like
100%.
I slowly find myself comparing and like it's like the best piece of advice I've been given, and I hear guys, I'm in a goals group, they talk like the one I'm in competition with is only me from yesterday. And that's who it should be.
Right?
Right.
That's not always it. I mean, with social media and shit, like videos and TikToks, whatever, you're looking at a 7-second highlight of their week.
A
their
snippet.
Yeah. And like you're comparing your shit to their 30-second
See,
video.
what I do is I don't compare myself to anything. I try to be the best me possible.
Yeah.
Better
Yeah.
than what I
Right.
was,
Yeah.
better than I was yesterday, or try to learn from the day before or a few hours before.
So was it a process trying to get there to be able to have that mindset?
I started it a while ago when I had my first child, but then I got caught up in the lifestyle and along the way, and then everything happened with CPS, and I was like, I got to get back to that.
Right.
So now I'm in the process of I'm setting boundaries. I'm putting up standards of what I want in my life and for my kids. So it has to be the best thing for you and what you think you deserve.
So was it a little bit of self-searching before a relationship that helped you find that?
Yeah, I tried to do the relationship thing, but it really didn't work. I never really got to the point of meeting someone and trying to like establish anything because setting boundaries piss people off.
That's why they're boundaries.
Yeah, setting boundaries piss people off, and most people nowadays are crazy as shit.
Hey, I was
You say some bold ass, heavy blanket statements like that, but what I always gonna keep throwing at you is with your experience it is.
With my experiences,
Okay.
people are crazy.
All right. Because me, like take this as I'm talking to you, but I'm really not. But me, like what I attract or whatever I decide to put around me is gonna be my perception of these type of statements. When I say and it's not in bold, like, oh, this world's fucked up. No, my experiences with what I put myself in and how I'm seeing it is fucked up. I know better than be like, it's all that way.
And life and death is in the power of the tongue. So what you say will
manifestation.
Yeah. So
100%.
yeah.
I'm a firm believer. Trust me, I have my.
Positive affirmations.
Well, and if you're around people like that, so what do? Me as a human being, I'm into routine, right? So anything that's different is odd, and I feel uncomfortable, so I don't experience it. And I was going to say this earlier when you were talking. Okay, so being at Will Work for Recovery, what it did, not just coming to a meeting, but going outside the meeting, going to fellowship and getting to know personalities of people, because I hear people say, well, there's a clique. No, there's not a clique. You haven't subjected yourself to the fellowship outside the meeting to get to know the personality outside the meeting. And I'll tell you, when I did that, my life just exploded.
It's one of those things,
Yeah.
like the best piece of it, a good piece of advice would get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Right.
And it's a hard one, but a lot of it started for me, like when I was share your story in front of a bunch of people. Like when I spoke at SNL with hundreds of people in the audience, I was like, that's the stuff I got to keep putting myself in those positions. Like, I'm not comfortable getting in on this. You might think so, but I don't like doing this.
Well,
like
like
I don't
Paul.
make much eye contact with you
I
guys.
don't either. Like Paul said, you know, you gotta put yourself out there and start getting comfortable, even if it's just saying hi. This is who I am at a meeting, you know.
It looks like you're trying to take a crap, Tad.
He might be.
That's all good.
Awkwardly making eye
As long as you
contact.
make it dreamy.
And see, I don't make contact. I just
There
look
we
at your
go.
eyebrows.
There you go.
Put on the Riz.
Andy, look
Here's
at
some
Andy.
water.
Yeah,
Pour
dump
it
some water
on.
over
There you
your
go.
head. Come on.
Get it
There we
going.
go.
There you go.
There we go. Look, you guys. This is our faithful.
Creepy.
This is your
This
day.
is like
This is
Silence of the Lamb. Like,
He said,
Right now.
look at you walking. This used to be the host of this. You guys are looking at. This is brainchild. This is who started this right there.
that's why he's staring you
He
down.
thinks it is.
Stone Cold Steve.
This is a mirror.
You know, bad when I look at the screen and look at myself. That's how bad I don't make eye contact, even with myself.
Yeah, Paul shares about it too, and that's why he does this. Yeah.
That's why I wear sunglasses.
Honestly, if you take him off, he's
No.
like this. He
No.
can't see. I mean,
I know.
that old man blind.
I've
as
seen
shit.
him off once or twice, but yeah, I'm like, put them back on.
Where were we just at? When he was when we were talking to Chucky, he was like, I was like, bro, what's wrong with your eyes? None. I got to put my glasses on. I'm like, you blind bastard. You leaving?
I think so.
Is game night over? Oh, and that's the other thing. You come down to Will Work for Recovery on a Friday night. During the podcast, they're out there playing Scattergory and Pictionary and Manatee for Humanity or what all the... What's
The guy
that?
with the beard that does the Saturday thing, he does it now for us.
Ray?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. There's something cracking off. Always down here. All right. So the name of this show is Attitude for Gratitude. What that means is we talk about our gratitude. So Farron.
Yeah.
First, I want to say thank you for coming on here and like,
Welcome.
getting some
Thank you for
vulnerable and
inviting me.
sharing about some vulnerable shit.
Right.
Second, would you come back on?
100%.
All right. I'm going to hold you to that. And third, talk to me about your gratitude.
My gratitude. Look at, I said it in the meeting. If you're not happy with $5 in your pocket on the bus, you're not going to find happiness in anything else, man. And being out for a year and a half again and being on the street, I'll tell you right now, I learned to live on nothing, and I had a lot of doors closed to my face, and it was the very first time in my life I ever experienced that. It was a very humbling thing. So when I pull up to a corner with somebody or I'm in a vehicle and there's someone holding sign for money, I have a lot of respect for them because it takes a lot of humility to be able to do
Hell
that.
yeah.
And I suffer from mental illness, and what I use, man, I wish it would have been 48 hours because it was a year and a half of straight psychosis, okay? So gratitude, my gratitude was to be happy to be in jail for 4 months because I could not do it on my own. Okay, I could not quit for the life of me. But the jail, it saved my life. And if you can be grateful for being in jail, then when you get out, you might have a start at life because, not once did I complain about it. I mean, it sucked. Don't get me wrong.
freedom,
But I
yeah,
didn't
the
complain.
Jail sucks.
I
Yeah.
had gratitude
But I
for
get it.
being in jail.
I get it. When you come from that spot, and I'm sorry, I'm not booting you yet. Now
No,
that I think,
you're good,
no.
you're good.
I forgot about something when you started talking about that. Your gratitude is mental health. Like,
Yep.
we talk about it, and I usually close the show with saying, like, mental health is real. Like, respect doctors and respect
Very
prescription.
much.
Like, some people, I've had people on here talking about, oh, confession is all you need. You throw away your pain.
Yeah, I know.
No, listen, what you need to do is work on you. And if that looks like sitting on a couch with a psychiatrist, if that looks like getting to the doctor 4 times a month, like, if you didn't do that, you wouldn't be diagnosed. You wouldn't find a way to overcome it or to
Right.
work with it, deal with it, fix it. Mental health is real, and I wanted to get into a different conversation with you on it. But that's why you're gonna come back.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you back on.
Gotcha.
So gratitude, like, I appreciate you sharing this stuff. I appreciate you coming on, my guy. Thank you,
appreciate you
Farron.
having me on, brother.
I'm gonna hold you to coming back on.
I will be for sure.
You two arm wrestle who's coming on next.
Have a good one.
Look. All right, yeah, no, and
You
then you
gotta
two
pull
know each other.
Jocelyn. Yeah, she's my sponsee.
Oh, Jocelyn told me one of
All right, you
the
guys have a good night, man.
gangsters jokes I've ever heard. It was so.
It was the first time I met him too.
She's
Yeah.
pretty gangster.
And I'm Jewish. Like
What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, it has
That's
to
the
do
joke.
with everything.
Oh, okay.
It was terrible,
So
bro.
you're like,
And it came from this
"Jeez."
quiet girl. What did she just say? And I know I'm gonna get. There's a lot of people listening on this other platform, and I know I'm gonna start getting messages. What did you? We can't tell it.
Nope.
We can't.
And
tell
you're
it.
gonna have to tell
I did.
about it.
Yeah, it was so anti-Semitically bad.
Off air. It was off air though.
All right, listen, I'm just joking. I just wanted to create a little hubbub. Who are you, young lady?
Jocelyn,
Welcome back to the show, Jocelyn. How is your recovery going?
it's going great.
What do you mean?
Going to meetings, feeling better about myself.
You got a sponsor?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. What's that like? What's it like having a sponsor? What does that even mean? What is a sponsor?
I'm not used to calling or texting someone all the time, and that's what that is. And having someone to be able to talk to about, things that you wouldn't talk to people about.
So it's your confidentiality partner, buddy, friend. You met her in the rooms?
Yes,
Okay.
she's been a big part of my life.
Are you guys doing any book work yet?
No,
Not yet.
Did you plan on it?
I do plan on it.
Hey, everyone
if she
does.
wants to. I mean, I'm not.
Everyone does that shit differently.
Right.
Everyone.
I'm still learning myself, so.
Yeah. Hey, I know how to do it just because of the way a guy did it with me, and that might
Right.
not be. Hey, it's what it is. Like I said, my story is as a heroin addict, and I do Alcoholics Anonymous. Whatever you find what works.
Right.
That's the challenge I always tell people is like find something that works, whatever that looks like. So Jocelyn, you go to meetings. You have a sponsor. What do you tell another girl who's out there struggling? What
come to the
advice?
meeting.
Give advice.
Oh,
She comes
Make the
up to you
first-
like I'm just think I'm gonna use and like I don't know about guys and you're gonna be like go to a meeting. That's it.
no, I'm gonna say make the first step. To better yourself. I actually have had friends that are like, Jocelyn, how do you do it? And I'm like, well, I go to meetings, get people's numbers, talk to people, get uncomfortable, talk to people you
Get
wouldn't
comfortable with being uncomfortable.
know. Pretty much, yeah.
What do you say about boys in recovery, early recovery? That's not a good question for you, is it? Why are we laughing? Go ahead, get vulnerable, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. What's up with boys?
I met one in the room.
Thought he wasn't from the room.
Well, I met him through Kat, actually.
Okay. Dude, I bet.
Yeah, I met him through
I thought
Kat.
he wasn't in recovery.
He's not, but he comes to the meetings. He came with Kat one
Okay,
time.
so you met him in the rooms, but he's here for support.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So you stole cats, man?
No.
I joke. All right, but then why are we laughing? Why was it so funny? Because Kat gave advice about like, she's like, "Fuck, man, don't be talking to them guys. Worry about recovery." But you know what? Like, I understand like chemistry, like shit happen, and not even. I don't mean to be like, "Oh, shit happens," because it's not that. Like people connect. It happens. Humans connect.
He's
now
literally the complete opposite of me, and for us,
How does that work?
It just is. It just did. It just is.
And how long you guys been just is?
Since October.
October, July, August, September.
We
October,
met in
November,
October, and
December,
we officially
January,
started
February.
dating in February.
You guys been together for almost. Oh, so it's just February, just
but
this
like,
month. You said February?
that's well, we went
Are
up.
we in February now?
No, we're in
April.
April. No, I told him I had to wait until my 1 year to actually have a boyfriend.
And how much time do you got?
A little over a year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You didn't get a clap because we clapped on your winner.
Damn.
But you did wait a year.
Yeah,
Why? No, like
because I heard it. I just heard it.
because it's not written in any book.
I just heard it. Like
It's a
and
suggestion.
yeah, and plus the 13th step was definitely
What's 13th step?
dating someone in early recovery, and so I just thought it would be nice to try. Well, I've never had a sober relationship, so I've been getting high since I was like 12 years old, and my first relationship I was using, and then all of them. I've never had a sober partner,
What's it like?
so it's different. It's different because you don't know each other's like feelings against certain things.
So for you, like, I'm gonna ask you something. This is your first sober relationship. Is this the first relationship you've been in where you've been honest, or you're not being honest? I'm assuming that like you're healthy, recovery, open, honest, and willing. Like, 'cause I can only talk like my experiences when I was using. I lied in every relationship, my bullshit, and I lied. But in recovery, like, was the one big thing I brag about being in a relationship. Like, it's weird being in a relationship where I get to be honest. Like, are you in is it different that way? Like, what's
Yeah.
so different than being, because you mentioned being this your first sober relationship.
Yeah.
What's so different about it than not being sober in a relationship?
Not wanting to go get the bag, staying in the house, watching TV, being able to go out. He brought me on vacation. We went to Duluth together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Where'd you guys stay at, by Superior somewhere or something?
On
like that?
literally our hotel or our
Airbnb.
it was right on the water. So that little like that stretch.
or whatever.
But yeah, we were on that.
Yeah.
It was really awesome. And I've never really left the Twin City area.
Are you jelly? Like peanut butter jealous? Like, come on.
No, I'm good. I got
I'm jealous.
I got mine.
I'm jealous. Oh, I had you from when you're talking to your kids. I'm sorry, bro.
Ah, damn.
No, they were talking, and then I heard the girls, and I'm being respectful to you and your private conversation with your daughters. See how I recovered from that and looked like the good
There
guy?
you go.
Yeah.
No, that
That's
was
nice
bullshit.
save.
It was bullshit.
Right?
Yeah, I'm so full of shit.
Nice save.
Peanut butter and jealous.
He's the only guy I wasn't embarrassed to bring around my family.
What's that feeling like?
Great. I mean, it was awesome. Like even before we were like a thing, I told my brothers like, yeah, I brought him over for Thanksgiving, brought him over for Christmas, whatever. And then when they asked like, so what are you guys? I was like, right now we're just taking it slow, we're just friends. They're like, no, that's your boyfriend, because you wouldn't bring him here. Because you wouldn't bring
Right,
him here.
you-
And
And
I was,
they know you.
yeah, they know me. And typically, I brought a guy over right as soon as he went upstairs. Somebody be talking mad shit like, yeah, fuck this dude. I'm about to take his car.
Damn.
That's the type of women you're talking to me about.
Great.
Yeah.
That's-
But see, that's active use type.
Yeah.
That was a different Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Um,
And since my
But-
brothers know, they're like they'll bring up situations, and my boyfriend doesn't. He'll sit there and he'll
Awestruck?
because they'll be talking about shit that I did. Like I recycled someone's car because they made me mad.
Mike, wait a second. I gotta address Mike real quick. Listen, we can be. Listen, you're being like, I already know what's going through. Like, see, I told you, Tim. We're gonna get that.
No, because you don't even have to be using it like that.
No, that I know this,
That's what I'm saying. That like,
but a lot of that was
It came from
that
using
life.
Yeah, it came from the street life, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my boyfriend would make me mad, or he would go and take off with some other chick, whatever, go use whatever, and I knew he was getting some pussy, so I was like, fuck him, and all his shit's mine now.
You know, we have like 2 churches that listen.
Oh,
to the
I'm
show.
sorry.
I'm joking.
Oh,
Honestly,
your
the fun-
pastor's
you want-
on here now.
No, you know what's funny is like the kid Tad who was in here, who I said like helped start this show. For a long time, his grandma and like 10 of her friends would listen to this show. It lasted for about 1 show. Because we had some girl on here. I can't even repeat the story.
I remember.
Would you talk about
Glass dildos.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
That was, because they all started. Chucky, thought I was going to get you on for a minute.
Oh my God, he came in at the right time.
Yeah, nah. No, you're all good, brother. Brother, go ahead and take care of business. We're going to keep doing this. Come back in if you'd like. Otherwise, there's always a million more Fridays. And I got one guy ahead of you anyways. So this having a relationship, like, and I'm just fucking with when I'm like, oh, peanut butter and jealous. Like,
Nah.
all right, I'm going to say something. And it's not the same as like how your friends, because I know it might sound that way. You know how your friends are like, oh, I'm not helping you move in. You're going to be dead in 6 months. This isn't me talking that way. I know I'm building up to a big question that you're like, what's he talk about? What happens if he cheats on you tomorrow? You gonna go out and use? I know your fast answer is gonna be no, but have you thought like what happens when the walls come crashing down with your 1 year under your belt? We don't plan for things that haven't happened, and we don't anticipate bad shit. But you're blowing up already. You're in your head.
Yeah.
or
Okay.
not even cheat, or what happens if he has a disagreement?
Before him and I became even a thing, going on dates, whatnot, I was still hanging out with old using friends, and all of my family, my aunts, uncles, or mom, dad, they all use. So I was surrounded around it. My first 10 months that I used, before this round, but the round before that, I was sober for 10 months, and then it was constantly around me. My PO said, you got 2 months, and I won't UA you, and boom, I got high, because I was waiting for it, And then this time around, I have a lot more resources. I didn't have Will Work back then.
You got some tools.
Yeah, I got some resources. I got people I could call. I have sober friends. Before I had no sober friends.
Is this your answer to me saying like, what if you're telling me like now you have some tools, so if something bad happens,
I have tools I can
You
use.
think you know how to address, like, deal with it?
Nothing's promised, but
I
I have tools now, and so I'm pretty good at using tools.
My sponsor asked me that like, a month after I linked up with this girl, like 4 years into recovery. Like he was like, "What happens if you find out she's with someone else?" I'm like, "We don't." And he preceded it with the shit I'm doing. Like, I know we don't anticipate bad shit, or you never plan for something bad, but like he got me in my head. Like, well, shit, what would I do? How would I act? And we don't know. You don't know because you haven't felt those feelings. Like you haven't felt those feelings being clean.
No.
Who knows? She just talked about recycling a dude's car just because he.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
that was
Yeah, because he took off with his bit. Yeah.
Like-
And I would do it. It was my ex-boyfriend. I
She
dated
said
him.
I'd do it again.
I do it again. Honestly,
Wow.
I know where he parks his car. Don't worry.
I do.
And they're teaming up already.
Yeah,
he
like-
hasn't even done nothing yet.
man.
Wow.
Allegedly.
She said, You
Legitimately.
she said, you just tell me and I'll bring the shovel.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a big backyard.
We got a wheelbarrow too. So we're good.
Like, why are you guys plotting on this?
I know, and I don't even think they're trying to be funny.
The
Like-
funny,
Like they're joking, but they're serious.
it's a laughing but serious situation.
All right, so we can move right past that. But I have this on recording, so never forget there's a record. So, are you even?
I'll have an
are
alibi.
you even like this dude stalking whatever? Like, do you even think about Be honest. Like, do you think about like relationships? Like, if you in your mind you're like, well, if the right man comes by, or like, where are you at with it? with
So
relationships?
technically, I am in a relationship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Took Jocelyn to get on here for you to finally get honest.
Yeah.
Wow.
No
see,
guys.
Sponsor, yeah.
No
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
They both have
Jocelyn would've
guys.
called me out. Yeah.
That's-
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
So you are kind of in a relationship.
I am in a relationship. I would definitely. Yeah.
What's that like?
It's good. It's nice.
We got a podcast.
Oh,
no
God.
one word answer. No, I'm joking.
I mean, I don't know.
It's a vibe.
It's good. It's good. It's like the first like real, like healthy.
Healthy.
Like I really enjoy the not screaming and the
Cordialness,
and
like
the
adult
fighting.
relationship.
Yeah,
honesty.
like it was funny because we were in Wisconsin a couple weeks ago and he got frustrated because he just got a brand new cell phone, right? And you know how frustrating that shit is.
Oh yeah, getting all the apps.
Right? Got to get his apps, can't access his bank account. We're in the middle of nowhere. Freaking. And I'm trying to get in the I'm trying to get in the trunk to get something to go to the bathroom at the gas station, you know, all that kind of shit. And he's frustrated and he kind of like he's not even mean to me. He's short.
It's not what you're used to.
And when I get back in the car from the gas station, he's like, I'm so sorry that I'm short with you. And I wanted to laugh. Like, I really wanted to laugh. Like, I was like, dude,
Like if you only knew.
like, do you know that somebody just literally just smashed my face into a wall a couple years ago kind of shit? Like that's the kind of relationships I was used to.
And I have this thought, like we attract the same type of people. No matter clean, sober, whatever, like we are the cause of who we bring into our lives. But that can change. Like you're clean now. So
Right.
maybe like your thought processes change. And after you stay clean for a while, your thought processes change and the way you see things change. And maybe you're not attracted to the same women. I mean, we're talking about men. Okay.
Your standards changed, and the
Oh,
red
no,
flags,
definitely.
the red
Okay.
flags that you've seen before, you didn't pay attention to because you were so wrapped up in
Right. Oh, there you go. There you go. I like
looks
it.
and all this other stuff. So now that your standards change, you can see the red flags in the beginning, and you don't have to even deal with those type of things. So
And I have the ability to walk away.
yeah,
That's my
you
favorite
can
part.
always
That's
walk
a big,
away.
yes, I believe that is huge. I said this on the ride home the other night. It's like, I'm not locked up. I realized at some point in early recovery, like, shit, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah,
Really, you're free now. You can do what you want. And it's like to me, it's weird to even say it and really know I can. If I want to choose, whatever. I always use using because it's something we all know about. But if I want to go get high, I can go get high right now. No one can stop me.
Right.
I'm
thing
not
I
locked
use-
up.
The thing I use is why not try to better yourself mentally, physically, emotionally.
Spiritually.
Right.
Yeah,
I gotta add that in. That's for
Yeah.
me, not you. But I'm just like this new freedom thing. To me, it's it still amazes me. Like, you have this freedom. Like, you found someone that's not putting your face into the wall or treating you like shit, and you still are surprised by it.
Right. Yeah. It makes me happy. It's nice to be happy.
You get to
Like-
that's what you're supposed to do. Like,
Right.
there's this, let me side story, and this will tie in, it's long-winded. This little 26-year-old kid I worked with, the grandfather's company, I got in recovery, brought me to this job, I'm working with his grandson, 26 years old. To me, young. And he's just bought a house with this girl. He's a hustler. Like, he works the full time. Then he buys junk cars. He scraps them. Like, he's hustling. He helps me out. He has a flatbed. And I'm over here praising him. I'm like, this dude's doing it. Like, 26 years old. He's young. He's doing it. I'm putting him on this pedestal. And he's the one who says, he's like, no, Tim. Like, I'm doing what you're supposed to. You decided to fuck your life off. I'm 26. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Like, you don't get a pat on the back for being responsible, buying a house. Like, do you guys follow what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
what I'm saying is like,
The normal standard
yes,
shouldn't be praised.
I
Right.
fucked up my normal standard. I did that. Like,
Right.
and it took this same young kid to be like, I'm not doing anything special. But what I'm getting at is like, we have this choice too. We still have a choice to do whatever. You're not dead or locked up. You have that choice to choose to get in another faulty ass relationship or leave someone who's mistreating you or whatever. But like, that's, to me, that type of shit, that's the promises they talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Not being able to go get a new phone right now, or having a car, or buying this or material. It's that shit. Choice. Like, I got the freedom to make choices again.
Right.
That's a promise. I got the clear head to not see the red flags before I get into another female relationship. Freedom. Mike, talk to me about your gratitude.
I'm grateful for being mindful. I'm grateful that I'm clear-minded. I'm grateful that I'm able to interact with my kids constantly and see how they think, and knowing that I've raised them right and not in vain. Raising them right. But what I've done so far is great, and getting them back is going to be even greater. So that's what I'm grateful
And
for.
I am booting you, but I'm not booting you. Just chill out here. I'm putting my guy. You're up. Batter's up. I want to put him on for a minute, and then after, I'm throwing you on once I boot one of these young ladies.
Oh, damn.
Cause Josh, you trying to get on?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So
She thinks she's just gonna come and pick me up with my new car. She's gonna just go get it.
who your lady?
Not the case. She's getting it.
Oh, look at this. Here we go. You put a car in the mix, and here comes the ego. All right, just try to get close. Like, put your chair in close so you don't have to move the mic. Because
Get
people,
separate vehicles.
well, they're not at that. They're going to be. Whose juice is on the floor there? Damn, that just been my mouth's been watering looking at this. Oh, yeah, please pass it over. Your herpes all cleared up. I'm joking. You want to hear some fucked up? I was playing poker the other day. Okay. We're at the poker table. Yeah, Bob took me out to Renee's, and this lady was sitting. It was so fucked up. She's like, "Hey, we got chapstick. My lips are dry." The dude was like, "Does it hurt when you walk?"
Oh, damn.
He got booted. She made a big stink, but it was funny. Who are you?
I am David, and I am in recovery.
Welcome, David. My name's Tim. Welcome to the show.
Nice to meet you, Tim.
Have you been on here with Jake before?
I have not.
You brand new.
I've been missing for a few years.
What do you mean?
Well, I used to come to Will Work when we were on the old other side of the building, and then I came a couple times after we moved, and then I fell off the way. So I've been.
So you've been doing recovery for a while. Hey, we got a show going on here.
Been trying recovery for a while, you know.
So you came in when we were on the other side. You were going to meetings, like doing it. How long have you been back?
Today is 60 days.
Yeah.
We celebrate clean time. Joshua. So, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why did you come back?
It's the first place I thought of. You know, I just got out of Teen Challenge on Monday. I'm in New Way right now.
Adult Teen Challenge,
But
baby.
this is what I consider my home meeting.
This is your home group. How did you really find out about this place? Do you remember?
Yeah, a friend at New Way.
All right. Did you go to the one over the Pillsbury Mansion or 3 hours, or where'd you go? Do you remember?
3 hours.
3 hours over
Yeah.
at Central. Okay. Do you remember if they had flyers up over there like these ones were hanging on the wall? Do you remember if they did at 3 hours? We were just having this conversation.
I don't, not that I noticed.
They did at the Pillsbury one. That's where I went to. That's how I found this place, was at New Way. So like now that you came back and it was on this side. Had you been to this side since they moved?
Yeah, just a couple times.
Okay.
And they didn't have those flyers, but what I was really proud of when I was in Teen Challenge, my counselor would give one of the lectures, the big lectures to everybody, and inner slides. This was the top meeting
Really?
there, so everyone knows of it. Everyone's heard of it. Everyone wants to come.
It's
really
the
proud.
nation's largest ROC. What that really, Paul even will shoo it like it's not that big a deal, but for attendance wise, they have the highest attendance nationwide. Like, it's a huge accomplishment.
That's amazing.
I mean, you guys see what the meetings look like. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a Friday night. Wednesdays are like this, and Mondays are like this. And the resources are great. Like, behind this door here, a guy donated 12 brand new computers and that whole computer room back here. We just can't fill up classes yet. It's a reentry program that they offer, the resumes and like Microsoft Word or whatever. I don't even know if that's a valid thing anymore, but
Microsoft is valid.
is it? All right.
Yeah, don't
Word,
worry.
process, whatever. So what's different? What you been writing down? Talk to
Well, it's still part of my relapse was traumatic brain injuries,
TBI. Okay.
specifically, or 3 in 1 month.
Okay.
What
So was it like motorcycle accident or like you fell down some steps or like
I fell,
whatever you're comfortable with?
tripped on my carpet. May or may not have been sober.
Just a little bit of or a little woo.
Yeah, yeah,
A couple arm beers. I just had
Yeah.
a few arm beers.
a little bit of
Whatever. Okay.
ketamine.
Oh, down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
A K-hole.
That
Shit.
rabbit hole had a bottom, and I hit it with my head. So, and then my brain was healing, and they told me to come back to the hospital in 5 days after the healing or the swelling went down. Well, in the meantime, got in a car accident, hit my head again, and then I blacked out of the blue 2 weeks after that, and put my head through a patio door.
3 major TBIs in
Yeah.
a couple weeks.
Yep. So I became like a little kid, and very sensitive. My emotions were all over the place, and I lost. I still have trouble with my short-term memory.
Okay.
That's why I write things down.
Oh,
in addition with pause.
I was, of course, me being my ego, I'm like, he's writing all these notes about getting on the show and shit. All right, and good. I mean, you've got some tools. You're coping with it.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so yep, keep going.
And what happened next? Oh yeah. So my
problem with your memory or something?
my feelings got hurt basically, and instead of being able to, even though I was in recovery for about 8 to 10 months at the time, my feelings got really hurt by my stepmom.
Okay.
And I just went and picked up a bottle and started drinking, and that was the end
Like
of that.
second nature, just like it was.
It's just what I knew how to do. Like I forgot
was
my
a
new
go-to.
skills. My
Right,
new skills were
right.
knocked out of my head. So.
So then that just started a downward spiral for a while, or
Yep. The oxymoron of functioning alcoholic or high functioning alcoholic did that for years. No one really.
did you hold down a job and like?
Yeah, I'm a high demand job of software engineer.
Okay.
So like I needed every bit to do it, but I wasn't doing it to the best of my ability, and eventually got fired.
So let's go. God is good. Keep on keeping on. Much love. How did they address the TBI stuff? Like, are you apparently like they've given you tools? I was in a motorcycle accident in July, and I just got a packed state. I don't know how they found out, but apparently I got put in some system. They sent me this packet about TBIs, and like there's these resources, and I haven't even looked into none of it. To be honest with you, I forgot about it until you just brought it up. Maybe from the hit in the head. I don't know. What are you doing about, like, what is there today besides notes? Like, how do you address it while being in recovery, and like sounds mess with you? Like, there's what kind of, as much as you're comfortable going in depth about how you're adjusting and dealing with it.
Sure. Well, I was lucky to live across the street from HCMC, basically.
Nice. Downtown.
And they have an amazing TBI center there. And so I did 119 days of outpatient there with like 4 or 5 different doctors.
Is that outpatient just for TBIs? is it a resource group or is it a support group or is it a treatment? What is?
It's a floor in their new building. And
Okay.
every doctor in there is specialized for TBI. So like hearing, or I don't know what they're technically called, but hearing doctor, eye doctor, brain doctor.
ENT, baby. Ears,
Right.
nose, and throat. But so you're there for 100+ days. Is it just going to be looked at by the doctors and checked up on? And
Correct.
they
So
give you
about
these
4 days a
tools?
week, I'd have at least one appointment.
Okay.
So like in the one, eventually one at a time, they fell off when I was okay with that part
Okay.
of my recovery. And that occupational therapist lasted the longest because the memory, teaching me to take notes, teaching me how to find, clean up my home and make sure everything has its spot.
So like going through OT or occupational therapy, that's what that is, kind of helping you with reentry into life, or
I believe so. I mean, that's what it was for me.
Okay.
Yeah, just learning how to operate, like it took me forever just to get out the door. I was already bad enough the way it was, drink my brain cells away, but
getting out the door. I mean, were you have phobias in the house even?
no,
or
not
just
that. Just like
depression or-
keys. Where are my keys? Oh, I forgot
Oh.
my phone. Where's my wallet? Oh, I
Memory.
forgot the dog when I'm taking the dog for a walk.
Do they have meds for memory even? Is there?
I think there's some things. I found this thing called citicoline, which is like a for your brain food.
Okay.
Basically, they give it to older people with dementia, and I use that also for ADHD.
Okay.
'Cause
So
I-
not like what is it? Focus, or like these gimmicky health. Like there is
Yeah.
medicines out there.
Yeah, well, this is like you get it like GNC
Oh, you do?
kind
Okay.
of thing.
It
Yeah,
is.
so they might have some of that in Joe Rogan's products
Right.
type of thing.
Okay. No. All right. I can't think. Alpha Brain. That's what it is. I don't know. I've talked to some people who are like swear by it, and other people are like gimmick.
Like what do they call it? Like nootropics?
Nootropics,
Nootropics.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So this
yeah.
is considered one of those.
Okay. And have you gotten benefits from it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been diagnosed with ADHD severely for years
Before TBI.
before TBI.
Okay.
Since you look back now in childhood, it was always there. And so I've been prescribed, the narcotics for ADHD. And I don't like taking the narcotics for ADHD.
Like the Adderalls and the
yeah,
Ritalin
like
or
when I'm writing code or working on a car or something, it's fine. But just to take it every day is torture. I absolutely hate it.
Josh, I love you. Sorry you weren't on, but there's always next week, baby.
Love you, Josh.
Sorry about that, bud. So you don't like taking those type of mood alternatives?
No. I mean, especially being an alcoholic, you drink
Were they
three
trying to
times
give
as
that
much.
to you? Were they trying to offer that to you?
No, not really. It
You
was
know,
something I went after.
You guys chime in anything, questions or your own experiences with any of this stuff if you want. I mean, I know I got my back to you guys.
Oh, you're
I give the vibe that this is between just he and I now. It's not. This is all of our shows.
I'm an open book, so anything you want to ask me.
Oh yeah, well, how big is your arms? No, I'm joking. I got 2 women on the show. Who knows what kind of shit goes through their heads? So you really have done a lot of work on self through this. And when did recovery come back into the picture? 60 days ago? Or was it-
Actually, so I was looking for recovery. I've always been trying since the day I fell off. A lot of shame, but continued efforts. Just try drinking one less beer a day. I have a amazing fiance who's also in recovery, and we tried everything, our way. Definitely
yeah.
didn't work.
Yeah.
But
The ones that made the choices to become the addict or alcoholic couldn't figure out how to
Right.
stop. Wow, weird.
yeah,
crazy.
That's me I was being facetious.
Sometime we'll have to talk about my higher power ordeal too.
No, let's talk about it right now.
Okay, so when you're talking about this
Hey,
is
the
in my
notes are better
head.
than no. Yeah,
This
whatever
is-
pops in.
So last time I went through recovery, and I decided at this meeting, I have my higher power is going to be Jim Bob.
Jim Bob.
This voice in my head.
Jim Bob, I
I'm
like
like,
that.
like you always have this voice in your head saying like you should do this, you shouldn't do this, and I thought that was powerful enough, and I named it Jim Bob. I'm like, what would Jim Bob do? Like, no, I shouldn't go hang out with this
I
crazy
have a quick
crackhead.
question, and I will keep you back on track.
Sure.
When you say this voice in your head, neither you brought it up, but Mike before you, like, are you talking about just a thought that pops in, or do you really like if you close your eyes, like, is there a sound to a voice, or is it just
That's
a
a good
thought?
question. I think it's probably just the same as my voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Question to you guys. You have that voice that tells you, like, don't do that. Is it
I do not. I definitely do not. I just have thoughts and deep thoughts.
We're going to get back to your higher power experience. You have deep thought, but it's not a sound or a voice. Like, you close your eyes. Like, I do it right now when we're talking about it. It's like, I don't hear a sound. And you're right. My own voice. I hear anything.
Definitely my voice if I hear anything, but mostly just thoughts.
There's something about I don't remember. So I had someone on back at the other club, and they're into transcendental meditation, and they said, like, in the shower, you when you're in the shower, close your eyes and listen to the voice. Listen to what it sounds like and figure out whose voice it is. And you know what? My own TBI shit's probably messing this up, but there's some weight and depth to that, and there's some outcome to the answer to it. And I'll just like a joke. I'll explain it to you guys later when I find out the answer.
With the TBI thing, I was gonna say I had an experience with it, and I didn't have a chance to do the recovery process because at the time I had 3 active warrants, and as soon as I was brought to the hospital, I woke up and left the hospital because I didn't want to be.
You're too worried about. So you never addressed your TBI stuff.
Yeah, I was. I got hit with brass knuckles in the back of my head, and then I was stabbed in both sides of my face and stabbed in both my kneecaps.
Dang.
And so when I left the hospital, I had someone wheel me out with a chair or whatever, but I still wanted to go back to what I knew, and which was smoking.
That'll be the last time you dine and dash. You got caught. No, I'm joking. That's a story. Now, all right.
Damn.
I will be bringing that shit back up because that's a story we need to hear.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So the voice is our own voice. Okay, Jim Bob.
Yeah. So Jim Bob, was not an external high. It wasn't a higher power. It was just my internal power.
Okay.
And well, that we know what happened. It didn't work.
Imagine that.
And being a technical person, science-based person, I wasn't. Even though I grew up Christian, going to Wednesday night, what do they call that, Bible study thing?
Going to
for
church,
kids,
yeah,
all
okay.
that stuff. I just didn't even know about it. Like Sunday church, was my one best hour of sleep of the week, every week. But when I needed to go to treatment again, 60 days ago went into teen challenge, and sorry, I lost my train of thought.
All right.
Went into teen challenge. Okay, yeah. So I asked my friends, I have friends, a lot of friends in recovery, and I asked them where I should go. They said, go to teen challenge. And he's like, and they know how I operate. They're like, just to let you know, they're faith-based. Mm-hmm. They won't ram it down your throat so you can avoid it. I'm like, as long as I can avoid it,
they're faith-based. They're not religious. They're spiritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went there, and within a few days, I'm just like, have the Holy Spirit fill in my cup and just break down in tears and felt things I've never felt ever before. And it's been the best experience I've ever had in my life.
So a lot of people that I've heard on this show will say that voice, that's a higher power. Everyone's different. And that same voice isn't always the higher power. Like some that are very, let's just say religious, are like, a lot of time it's the enemy. It's the devil in my voice. It's the devil makes his way into my thoughts. And like, I have to pray on it when I hear these voices, or when I'm being told to do something, like that's when my heart comes into play or whatever. Everyone has their own experiences and figures. Usually you're going to figure it out on your own. But so ever since Teen Challenge, like you've had
yeah, God working through the Holy Spirit in me. And I feel like now it's changed now. Mm-hmm. I still have that other voice. Jim Bob's still living rent free.
Oh, Jim Bob. I love Jim Bob. I love that one.
But, when I pray and ask questions, the answers come to me, but more like an energy, like just
a feeling.
Like it lets me and Jim Bob know at the same time, hey, this is the way to go. Like you got to do this. This is the way. So I hear you eventually hear God's voice. Some people do, some people don't. But whatever, I'm being communicated to either way.
You're open about it. You're not ashamed of any of the higher power stuff. Like you're open.
No, I'm absolutely open.
So the nature and outdoors, that's your higher power. We shared about that.
Right.
You haven't shared to me about your higher power. Do you have one? If so, what's that like?
My higher power is what's the future. You know what?
No, I don't. That means
That's my higher is
the
just,
future.
yeah.
What do you mean? Explain that to me. I'm not saying you're wrong. There's everyone's own shit is valid, but what do you? I'm not. The word future doesn't. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's a unique one. That's
Yeah.
a unique one. I've never heard that one yet.
Oh, wait till I get to these out of ball questions. Like, she's good at those ones too.
The future is my higher power because that's future is what's next. You know, my higher power. I have a saying. I told someone it's okay to be broke, but it's not okay to stay broke. You know, it's okay to fall down, but it's not okay not to get back up. You know.
Okay. Okay.
So my higher power is what I'm doing next. It's the next step.
So I'm gonna give you a scenario about something. Like for me, they're like, Tim, you have to rely on something greater than yourself. Okay? Like they should be your higher power. A power greater than yourself. I need to be able to rely on. You rely on the future? Is that like me still like me saying that to you like someone said to me? I'm like, what do you rely on like to get you through something? You're just like next.
What's next? Like what you know?
Is it there's always something better coming?
Yeah.
Like the next best step.
Yeah. The next thing.
Okay.
You
And
know?
I'm curious. I'm not saying that's wrong. You can't.
So I mean I don't really have like a religious higher power, but so my aunties they OD'd on fentanyl recently and they were like hospitalized and one of their friend who was with died. And he died, you know, but they survived. But one of my aunties was brain dead when they called me. So I went up there. The doctors were telling me she was brain dead. So I sat and I looked in the sky, which I don't know how to do. I'm just like, whatever you are, whoever you are, if you are there, can you help? You know what I mean? So I mean.
So that definitely wasn't the future you were at talking to.
Yeah, because the next day she woke up, she was fine.
That's so corny. I don't mean to say that. To hear that, I'm like, that makes no. I don't know.
And I was like, can we just? Well, actually, one thing I asked is, I just said like, so if she wakes up from this, can you make this, or can this just be a lesson for her, and can we just move on? You know what I mean?
who were you saying it to? Tomorrow?
Myself,
Okay.
the future me.
Okay. And no, I'm not. Please don't hear me as saying like you're wrong. I'm not. I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. Like, who were you
The future
closing
is
your eyes?
greater. The future is greater than me.
What if someone told you like, yeah, the future is God?
The future is what you want it to be, or what you make it to be.
All right. And I'm
Manifest.
not like, here's the story. I was, for the first 2 years in recovery, like I told you guys, I just wanted to stop doing heroin. So whatever someone told me I had to do, I did. I came in here on my hands and knees begging for help. I didn't know how to stop. So I was like, how do I stop? And I was willing to listen. They're like, you got to get a higher power. Something you can rely on. And I made it my mother. My mom was my higher power. It was. You're not going to tell me no one's better than her.
Yep.
She's the
Right.
shit. She's always had my back. She will die for me. I do no wrong in her eyes. Until one of these asshole old timers was like, what happens when she fucks up? What happens when she makes a big mistake? Because she's infallible. Like, she's going to make a mistake. And I thought about it. It's like that, and it's not fair to her. I put her on some pedestal. And it's not fair to me because what happens to my recovery or my life when she does go and mess up? And that it just, someone to say something like that, it's not like it changed right then and there, but it made a lot of sense for me. It just did. Like, okay, that's right. So maybe nature, something like the doorknob thing, whatever. Hey, whatever can work for someone, like I say, just as long as it helped me to do that. And I felt, like I said, it wasn't fair to someone else to make a person my higher power. If tomorrow's your higher power, great. If it's what helps with you,
I guess
great.
it's like talking to air, like not talking to, you know what I
A
mean?
lot,
Just-
like when I pray, it's air I'm talking to. I'm not listen, Johnson. I'm not telling you you're praying to God. I'm not telling you you're talking to God when you say tomorrow's your higher power and the future's your higher power. I'm not saying that. I know it sounds like I am. I'm not. If it works for you, then do it. And maybe someday down the road, you're like, wow, all those time I was talking to tomorrow, it ended up being my God.
yeah.
And that doesn't mean that God, it's your God. Let people use the word God as higher power as something better than myself. whatever works for you. You're here doing recovery, like that's a awesome start. Like
I think it's something like you mentioned your mom. So if your mom makes the wrong mistake, she's gonna go down in some fashion with you,
Yeah.
like mentally. I don't know if she
emotionally,
uses or anything,
physical,
whatever it might be.
all that, yeah.
I think the higher power would be something that can't go down with you.
That's why something greater than myself. And a lot of people say like group, but they can go down. Like that's not fair to
Yeah.
a group. But if that's what you need to get through, like do it. So TBI stuff, tools, like that's what you do this so for memory stuff.
I do this in recovery only.
Just for recovery.
Of course. Yeah.
Are you okay to share? Like what was the last few
pens
things
don't
you
really
wrote
work
down?
on PBR bottles very well.
What was the last? If you're okay, share. What was the last few things you wrote down while sitting? Are
It
you
was
okay
actually,
with that?
yeah, it was just actually a quote from Farron.
Okay.
If you're not happy with $5 in your pocket riding the bus, you're not going to find happiness anywhere.
Right.
I thought
like
that was
that
just
one,
amazing.
Me too.
Yeah, and that's his experience. Like that's good. That's awesome. I maybe do have short term because of a TBI, but that would benefit me regardless to write stuff down. It just would.
Now, you especially do like a meeting like this, just first names
Okay.
and just a
Oh,
quick
yeah.
description of what they look like, because
Right.
I think that really is where I was lacking last time I went to meetings. You meet people, you forget their name, you feel bad next time you see them, so you might even avoid them a little bit. So if I can get names down and be on a personal level with people, like Paul said, like get all the way in, or you're going to be out.
Yeah.
So
Like
that's
Sam said, get 5 numbers from 5 men if you're a man or woman.
100%. Sam
Get
says it
5,
all the time.
get 5 numbers and then text them. Yeah.
There's this little pamphlet here, Will Work for Recovery, a Minnesota-based recovery community organization. Under it says education, mentoring, and advocating for lifelong recovery solutions, supporting all roads to recovery. Underneath that's one of the strongest things I've ever read in my life. If our recovery doesn't come first, everything we love will come last.
Exactly.
And like, hey, that's what had to work for me. I had to hold on to that for dear life. I did.
yeah.
That doesn't mean everyone else, but for me,
It's very
that
valid.
reigns true.
Very valid for me too. One of the biggest things I took down with me during this relapse was my new family. I'm engaged to a beautiful woman, also in recovery, and with 3 future stepkids, if everything works out right, and my own biological son.
Okay.
And they all suffered immensely.
The ones you
from-
love most suffer.
I mean, I was put a hole in the wall. I mean, I've done way worse things than that, but
Right.
like back in the day, but like current behavior, God blessed me with this very calm and loving family. Then here I come wrecking crap.
Tornado.
Yeah.
But it says it at page 48. It's the loved one who's in active alcoholism is like a hurricane ripping through your family. Bear with me a second. I need you to. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I can run away.
No, I
Let's
mean, I
run-
need before you go anywhere. I need you to
Oh.
tell me about your gratitude. Then I'm bossing you out.
Oh, I'm grateful for my family, my son. I'm grateful for all my girls in my recovery, and I'm grateful to get to do everything I get to do.
Kat, will you come back on the show?
Oh,
Will
absolutely.
you come back on with your 2 sponsee girls?
Let's try it.
Yeah.
I got 3 though, so
We'll get all 3.
all right.
Sorry I had you in silence for so long.
No, you're
Typically,
okay.
I keep everyone engaged, but I wanted to get that out.
No, I was really liking his story, so
Thank you. I
very
appreciate
cool.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thanks,
being
Kat.
on.
Chucky, you should run in here.
Yeah, Chucky's up next.
Chucky.
Come on, Chucky.
Chuck.
I just met Chucky tonight, and I'm so happy.
Yes.
I got some of the soap.
Hey Chucky, where's our horn? Is it right in that room? If it's not, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it should be. I
Wanna-
was actually just telling myself, I hope it's.
Okay.
I saw you walk in with it.
Oh, I
Okay.
did. Oh, good.
I was
Remember,
gonna
he
say, if you
worked for
want to
that
grab
1
it,
minute.
grab it, because I'm gonna have you perform once. But if not, do not worry about it.
I would love to.
So, Jocelyn, I'm grateful tonight that I got to hear about what your higher power looks like. I never knew that. I didn't. And I think that's awesome. I know, like, this men's meeting I'd go to, they, like, 90% would be like, yeah, that's God you're talking to. Like, you go ahead and tell yourself it's tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Who do you think you're talking to when you're looking at the air? I respect the shit out of what you're saying. And, like, fuck, if that works, hold on to it for dear life. Because life's going to show up. I'm going to tell you, like, Farron was sharing about how he lost his brother and that led him to a relapse. At 9 months, man, my brother overdosed and died. Never once I think about using. I only share that about the simple fact that, like, to me, that's the word. I was in my inpatient treatment, and our counselor had us write this. It was a letter to our closest loved one about why we relapsed. My letter was to my mom saying, sorry I relapsed, but I'm not sorry. I lost my brother today. And it happened 9 months later. Never once did I think about using. And whatever. It's like, it's however, it always comes down to the same thing with me. It's like whatever works, like do it. Whatever works for you, do it. There's no, to me, it's no definite. Chuck's in the house.
Chuck.
So you guys have not met him yet. My audience has not met this man yet, and that is solely because we just did an interview before this earlier tonight that I haven't edited, nothing. I haven't put it out yet. Who are you?
I am That's a good question.
What's your name?
That's a good question.
No, you have a name. What's your name?
Chucky.
There you go. That's what I meant by that question. You're good. You say where I'm going to just angle this. It catches our breath from our nose way too much. Sometimes.
Oh.
You're good. It's not. That's why most of them are cocked or these are off to, she's further back. You're fine. So, welcome to the show, Chuck.
Thank you.
I have a great, like, you guys will see anyone under the sound of my voice who listens mostly tomorrow. Because I share this with about 19 groups and they don't get approved till tomorrow morning. So most of my viewership comes on Saturday midday. They send you the analytics or whatever. So I see most people listen to it between 1 and like 6 o'clock tomorrow. By then I still won't have that out because I still want to go over it with you. But we sat down for 50 minutes and I interviewed him about his passion, about his goal, about what he's trying to do in life. So can you give us a short synopsis of what you're doing here?
I
used the word synopsis. Did you guys hear that?
that was a good one.
I'm pretty proud of myself. I love you, Chad.
What am I doing here? I am trying to should I say like my
Here, let me. I'm gonna steal some thunder from you, and then you're gonna kind of pipe in after I real quick just give a rundown. Chuck came in here. Chuck was doing something for the last 10 years, and someone close to him told him about Will Work for Recovery because Chuck was looking to expand outward, and he got in touch with Paul, and Paul heard his vision, and Paul was hit with a feeling of like, wow, we're in the same boat about visions. Hang on one second. You got to go?
Jocelyn's out.
No, Jocelyn's going to tell me about her gratitude and then be out.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
My apologies.
You're fine.
My gratitude, I'm very thankful that I get to share my recovery journey with someone that I've known since I was about 16, 17.
Mm-hmm.
He went to prison for a while, and he got out a couple weeks ago. I got to bring him to Will Work.
Nice.
He's liking it. This is like all different to us. We're used to like bandos, and you know what I mean, like the hood rat kids. You know.
You're in the trap houses, not the recovery houses.
Yeah, and I didn't even reach to. I didn't do sober houses. I honestly I did all my inpatient, outpatient, online because I had a good friend that I could stay with and who never even touched drugs before. Yes, I did a lot of bad things, stole a lot of cars from him, and I make it up. I pay him money.
And a living amends of staying clean and sober.
Yeah, and I'm just grateful that I had someone.
Okay.
Because he's an older guy. He's my mom. My mom used to be his boss, but he didn't have no kids. So when I got sober, he said he came and got me out of jail. But anyways, I'm just glad I get to share my recovery with fellow people because honestly, I'm from Minnesota, but where we come from, you don't really get a lot of it. You know, people will feed you bad information on purpose. Will tell you something's good for you and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fight or flight
I'm going to tell you a little secret about something that maybe eventually, if you guys do some step work and you get through the steps, you're going to come to this last part of the book in this 12 step. And what it is exactly what you're grateful for.
Well,
Sharing
my
this shit.
my first sponsor that I had, I worked the 9 steps.
Okay. So you almost got there. But what I'm saying is the thing you're sharing about right now, what you're grateful for, that's this program's backbone. Is what someone's done for you is what you're doing for someone else. Sharing this shit.
Yep.
We share that. This is how it all started. Was one drunk talking to another drunk about how they used to get drunk and now they're not getting drunk. And it, that was 2 people back in 1939.
You know, that's funny because that's how when I see friends and I see people I know everywhere because I, living house to house, there's like 30 to 50 people running in and out of the house all the time. And, yeah, so when people are like, what are you up to nowadays? Work. I go to meetings and I see my boyfriend and I see my son. And they're like, oh, can we hang out sometime? I'm like, hey, you want to go to a meeting? Because, like, I don't really do, and I go to fellowship after a meeting. So if you want, you can come to fellowship. And other than that, I'm busy.
Hey.
Because, like, if I go and hang out, I'm going to want to hang out.
Right. No, I get it. And that's a great tool you have. Like, it took me a while to find that tool, but anyone from my past or even people from these rooms that stop coming to these rooms, like, let's hook up. Sure, here's my meeting list. You can see me anytime. Anytime. It's always going to be Friday night here. It's going to be Monday night there. Tuesday night there. Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Every night. You can come see me every night, and it'll be where I'm doing my meetings. It's that easy. Jocelyn, I love you. Thank you for coming on here. And last thing, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, man. I do it every time. It's healing.
The power of healing.
Yeah, because pain is so hard.
All right. I love you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
Thank you.
Jocelyn's out.
That's my last note now. Meet at a meeting.
Meet at a meeting.
Because I have these people trying to hit me up now. Like, you want to kick it?
Yeah.
Meet me at a meeting
Here's
now.
where I'm at. Like, this is my meeting list. I do that with people in my life who are real negative. Like, I'm always on some, here's where you can come see me at. So Chuck is got his thunder stolen from him about what he's here doing. And he had a vision. He shared it with Paul. Paul was very moved. And Paul said, you need to come to Will Work for Recovery and share that vision here and do it. And what the vision was, is it's a spiritually it's a spiritual motivated soap. It's a cleansing soap that's prayed into. There's prayer in it. There's prayer over it. It's a great product. I've used it. I've bought some, even though it's not really for sale. And this is his brainchild, and this is his passion, and it's to help people getting out of prison, to get them jobs, eventually get homes for them, to help out the community, this community, our community. And he's got a great passion about it. He's already got a station set up. Paul got him in a room, and we're looking to expand to almost up to 20 stations where we could get up to 20 employees. Like, and even bigger if that's an option, correct? Huge. Talking about every store in the country, like from Tom Thumb to Walmart.
One zip code at a time.
One zip code at a time. So, Chuck, I know I kind of gave a crude synopsis of it. Embellish or not embellish, but elaborate kind of on this journey about your soap and about your life, but with this.
I just wanted to help do my part to try to make the world a better place. And whenever other people are down, it just, I tell you what, it's like making the soap is my passion. But what I love even more is giving it to people that need the message.
I want to tell you something you didn't get to hear. Mike, my first guest, he was a taller black gentleman. He's one of my sponsees. He was in here, and he's been really struggling with faith and with higher power. Big time. He's been going to this men's meeting for almost 2 months now. We've been working some steps, working in the book, and he shares with a big group of guys. Like, we're talking 70 guys in there. The first week, he was like, I don't know if I believe in what you guys are talking about. I don't know if I believe in God or really this stuff. And the whole meeting veered towards that one statement. and he's still not struggling. Just he was raised very religious. He doesn't really. I'm not going to say he doesn't believe. He's not here, so I can't speak on that. But he's been really at battles with it and about this higher power stuff and whatever. So last night he was showering. He's like, "Shit, I'm all out of soap, man. But I ain't got no money, and I don't know what to do." He must not have been here Monday or Wednesday. And then he said, like, last night we drove home from the meeting together and talked about it. And I'm like, listen, all I ask you to do is be willing. Be willing to maybe hear a message. Like, you never know where it could come from. It could come from the homeless guy in the corner just talking to himself. You might hear a message, because we go to a meeting where people talk about God with skin on it, meaning God might be speaking through you. If you're not listening, you're not going to hear it though. So he got on air tonight and he was like, Tim, I gotta confess something. Like, I ran out of soap and I had no money and I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I walk in here and that guy, Chuck, was talking about, like, I want to give out soap and this and that. He's like, man, I think that was God.
Wow.
That was you, bro.
Amen. Thank you, Jesus.
That was you, bro.
Thank you, Jesus. Wow.
I was excited to tell you this. And you were dealing with, because you're out in the big meeting where there's hundreds of people and you're out there doing your thing and, sharing about your product. So I knew you wouldn't be in here early, but I don't know if he left. He's the guy, taller black guy with 2 daughters here, and he may have already left, but if not, I'd want him back in here to tell you, but
I think I gave him a hug before he left.
he's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
He's trying. His problem wasn't alcohol, wasn't heroin, it was the old lifestyle. It just, the life, he was in prison, and he's here trying to better himself, and like, he's trying to find what we found, and like, because of you, like, this is the first glimpse of him. He's like, man, I think that was a higher power. I think that was.
Oh my goodness. All I can say is thank you, Jesus.
Hey, look, man. That was you, Chuck. That was you. That was your soap. That was your words. So Chuck had some rituals, we could call them, but not really rituals, but like, he has a faith, and he also, like, it's Chuck Cohen, and Cohen is another word for like priest or like messenger. But 3 times this week now, and once earlier on here, he has a kuda horn, and it's like the instrument of the gods, not gods, of God. It's the calling. You know what? Come on. I'm helping you because he's going to make you say this some more in front of a bunch of people. And come on.
This is good. This is
Here's
good.
the camera. Hold her on up. All right.
Here it is.
Yes.
This is this is God's instrument. I mean, all instruments are God's, but this is the one that when he hears,
he like snaps his head.
Yeah.
He snaps his head like, whoa, there it is. I got to get over there.
He leans in.
He leans in.
He leans in and he smiles and he's like, I just love the sound of that. And it gets his attention. And once I got his attention, then I like to say a prayer to bless anybody who is in the vicinity. And I just pray that, because this prayer was given to Aaron, which was Moses' brother, to share with the children of God.
Mm-hmm.
And as a Cohen, it's like I feel like I am living my life's purpose with my namesake. Does that make sense?
100%. 100%. So now, of course, I'm going to put you on the spot, because earlier that was a recording. We won't be putting it out for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
We have people listening live right now, and we'll have tons of people tomorrow who listen to the show, because, like I was saying, it gets shared to different platforms overnight, and then they'll hear this tomorrow. So, could you bless us with? I know that you might be getting sick of me.
No, I would love to.
Could you bless us with a little call to prayer, and then even follow it up with a little Baruch-atah? Or no, it's not Baruch-atah, but
absolutely
a little bit of a prayer in your tongue.
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it.
So when I blow this, when I sound the trumpet, it's kind of like you going up to your mom and dad and saying, Mom, Dad, I gotta talk to you. Can you listen to me? And so when I sound this, it's my way of saying, God, please hear my prayer. Please hear not just my prayer, but the prayer for all of your children. And so he's using me as a vessel. It's from God through me to you. Um, God, now that I've got your attention, this is the prayer that comes with the sound of the horn. And it goes like this. This is a prayer for peace. It's a prayer for supernatural protection, healing. It's a prayer for the greater good of oneself. And this is how it goes. Yivarechecha Adonai Vayishmarecha Ya'er Adonai Pinavalecha Vichunecha Yaseh Adonai Pinavalecha V'yasem lecha Shalom. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he shine his face upon you and be gracious to you. And may he turn his face towards you and give you supernatural protection and peace and prosperity and healing. In Jesus' precious name I pray. Amen.
That's beautiful, Chucky.
Thank you, Chuck.
Been
That was
anointed 3
amazing.
times tonight, and
Thank
a
you.
bar of soap.
Thank you.
This man brings peace to me.
Yeah,
You know? You
yeah.
bring a lot of peace to me.
I love you guys so much.
Love you,
Bro,
too.
welcome home. Welcome to We'll Work for Recovery.
Thank
Like
you.
anyone out there under the sound of my voice, like come on down, check it out. 2520 North 2nd Street, Monday through Monday, land. We're here all hours of the day. The more you come, the more like you'll gain access. I don't want it to sound that way, but like after a year of coming here, like I have a key now. Like you get plugged in, you get linked up, you start doing some stuff around here. Like this is my club, it can be your club. And if you just come in for meetings, that's straight too. Like that's cool.
Oh, and you know what I love? It's like I love coming here and making soap because it keeps me out of trouble. My family doesn't worry about me when I'm here because they know I'm not out getting high and
Right.
and acting stupid and
Right. Same difference here. I mean, 6 years of not picking a thing up, and I know like this gives the ones I love, the ones who love me most, know like, oh, Tim's at Woolwork, like things are fine. We cannot worry. Even though like
yeah.
it doesn't matter how much time I have not using the people who love me most, the ones I put the most people through shit, the ones I put holes through walls at their houses or scared the shit out of them with my antics. Those ones know, like when Tim's here, like we don't have to worry. Like it gives them a break, no matter how much time I stay clean. And that's what this place is. It's a safe place to come to. The first girl on here, I think her name was EJ. She was one of the girls that got soap for me the first week. She stood up and shared tonight about having godlike or childlike faith, a mustard seed. That girl.
Oh yeah.
And she came in here and really explained this place really well about like the family atmosphere and like the welcomingness and I love this place. I stand behind it. When I did my walk and talk up here, tomorrow night's called Walk and Talk at 7:00. Someone comes up here and they walk the room while telling their story. And I've done it twice. Matter of fact, I was the first one to do it. And then I did it again a month ago. And like I never plan what I'm going to share when I tell my story, but it always comes out like about this place. Like anytime I think about like this place has saved my life more. I lost my brother at 9 months and like I was up here throughout the whole time. Not because, oh shit, I'm going to use it. It just was what I knew. And it became the normal to be up here.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like that's what I share about. Anyone out there, again, under the sound of my voice, like this isn't only mine. It's not only Chuck's. It's for you. It's for the taking.
It's such a diverse
What's your name
group.
again, bro?
David.
I almost called you Mike. David. It's not only David's place. He came. Listen, this is what I'm talking about. David was here on the other side for a while, and he went back out for what, year and a half?
Years.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And when you came back in, were they like, what are you doing here?
No, this is probably the easiest place to come to out of any meeting I've ever been to.
Right. And that's it. I mean, and I can say strictly it's because of someone like Paul and Carolyn.
Absolutely. Can I say another thing too?
Yeah, of course.
Since I've been coming here, for the longest time, I just didn't give a rip about what I wore and what I looked like, even smelled like, or I just didn't care.
I'm gonna get you back on track, but you make soap. Don't talk about like being dirty. But for the longest time, you didn't care about your looks, your smell. What were you? Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's funny you should say that because I thought to myself, if I'm gonna go in there and make soap, I don't want to hear like, boy, I mean, he makes great soap, but why isn't he using it?
But that's the thing. Here, someone wouldn't. I mean, they just walks of life come in here, and people in all parts of their journey. Homeless people come in here. People that don't have the luxury of even having a shower, and they might want to take a shower. You're welcome. You're welcome to be here. No one's going to shut you down coming in here like that. That's what this place does. Now you come in here drunk or high, maybe you can sit and listen, but that's not this type of place. You can't come here for that. But no one's going to say a word to you if that's the case, Chuck.
And I've got so much respect for everybody here, and people are really working hard at this. And I don't want to come in here smelling like reefer. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
I don't even want to go home smelling like reefer because I know it triggers.
Whatever. Yeah, no. You have more respect for that. So you start coming up here and things start changing. Like, what were you getting at about that?
I mean, it's like now that I'm coming here, it's like I'm actually starting to give a rip about my appearance, how I smell, and I'm shaving now. I got clean clothes on. I'm not like a
dirty hippie.
Like a dirty hippie, yeah.
I'd love you anyways.
And I love coming here because it's a healthy environment.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say that earlier, like when we were doing our interview thing, but I didn't want it to come off the wrong way. But like you're like, like I didn't shower, like I stunk or something. I'm like, bro, you sell soap or you make soap. Like you can't be the guy to say that. But I get what this is in a deeper level. You're talking about like just self-awareness or like even your not depression, but like your self-worth type stuff. The more you're coming here, the more you're getting out of that, and you're better self-worth and better thoughts.
Yeah. It's like I just feel more cognitive. I feel more self-conscious in a healthy way.
Right.
And I'm even starting to go to bed at a little bit better of a decent of an hour now too. And it's like I'm coming here. Like I was saying earlier, I don't want to come in here smelling like weed. That would be disrespectful because people are really trying hard.
Heck yeah.
And on top of that, I don't want to put my family through that either. Next time I'm with the family, I want to smell good.
Right. And I'm going to tell you, out of anyone I've met ever up here, you have the most means to do smell good. You make a soap product and it's delicious. Like, did you smell any of it?
Yeah, I picked up a bar.
You bought some. So you shared a little bit about like this man brings me peace. Like, what's your experience with just a little bit you heard from him earlier? And now, like, elaborate a little bit. If
Well,
you
I
can.
heard from him, while he's talking during the meeting, but then we just connected eyes while I was walking back here, and he invited me into his shop to show me around, and instant connection, and I appreciate everything you're doing, Chucky. It's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate you too, David.
Yeah, no, it's I feel a newfound friendship, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Oh no,
go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say I just love everybody here.
Yeah, that's the vibe. That's what it is. And like I said, I think that's what attracted. Like, you had a vision, and like I always bug Paul to tell the story again and again, but he had a vision. Like, and he shared when he was sitting here during our little interviews. Like, not that it's a burden, but like, why me? Why was he given this vision to create this? Like, this all came from a vision that got put in his head, like all this, and you, person after person who comes on this show and talks about, like, I came here and I felt at home, like I feel welcome. I could and relax and feel okay. Not everybody, because some people have social anxiety and there's a lot of people, but there's other days where there's not so many people. Things like that. And then, like, you had this vision about making this soap and cleaning the world. And, like, it's awesome. That's the part of this place, like, I love, man. And I'm grateful to say I'm part of it. This is the part. I know I didn't get much time with you. We've been going for 2 hours and 15 minutes. So this is the part of the show where, like, we start wrapping things up. And I want to ask both of you this: if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oh man,
Anything.
just
No wrong answers.
well, the problem is I only get one. I want them all.
Yep, just one.
I want to be prophetic.
A what?
To be prophetic,
Explain that. I need
like
words.
to be able to speak the word of God into people,
Ooh.
so they
Ooh.
can live their greater lives. To be able to, like, dissect
That's a heavy one.
certain scripture and put it into words that, the Bible can be difficult to read. Put it into words that anyone can hear, or the person I'm speaking to can hear.
Dude, that's the deepest superpower I've heard anyone say. Most everyone's like, mine's like, I want to fly. I want to be able to fly.
Well, that was my second.
Some are like transportation. Yours was the power of healing. We've had invisibility. The healing one keeps coming up a lot. And I know a lot of that is people who've been through, like, people's cancer and stuff,
Yeah.
or lost family to illness. Chuck.
I want to be able to walk into a room where there's, like, major chaos and bring peace.
So your superpower.
Right place.
Yeah.
Paul, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Man, you asked some crazy questions.
Any superpower. We got to throw some curveballs in every now and again. It's not all. Let's not pick
I
up.
don't want any superpower.
So your superpower is not to have any superpowers.
I think you already have a couple, Paul.
Yeah, that might be a legitimate answer.
Wow. Good enough. Hey.
There's the prophecy right there.
All right. Name of this show is called.
Use it. I'm an addict. Come on.
He would overdo it.
Use it. I'm an addict.
What are you going to meetings for? Oh man, I keep overdoing it on this superpower of mine. All right. The name of this show is Attitude for Gratitude, and we wrap up with every guest talking about their gratitude. So you were on the longest. Please tell me about your gratitude today.
My gratitude is my family. My family, including Father God, Abba. So,
Abba.
Of course, it always comes with terrors, and my human family, including everyone here.
Awesome. David, thank you so much. Will you come back on the show?
Absolutely.
Write that in your book. I made a promise to Tim that I will come back on Friday.
I'm doing that.
You don't have to write it
I'm
down,
doing
dude.
it. It's
I
just
love
as
that
good
idea.
as any other
with,
note
with
in
the
here.
TBI stuff, like I said, people without that, including myself, like, I could benefit from writing stuff down. It's a great habit.
Absolutely.
Thanks for getting vulnerable and sharing some of that stuff.
Thanks
Serious.
for having me.
Chucky, talk to me about your gratitude.
I am grateful for having a God that loves me and my family. I'm grateful for my freedom, for my health, freedom. I'm grateful for everyone in this room, and I'm grateful that God has given me something that I can use as a tool to reach out to His people in hopes that let me keep it on the gratitude. I'm just grateful that I am able to do these things that I'm doing and where I'm at. I'm just so grateful.
Thank you, brother Chucky. This is Chucky, the So Hope Man. Get it? So Hope Man. So 2520 North 2nd Street. We'll work for recovery every day of the week. We got those meetings I've been talking about on this whole show. We talked about multiple places. We talked about New Hope, Alano, and 2218, and Serenity Village, and Eagle Brook Church. People brought up all these places. Look, you can come here, check it out. You can get linked up, connected in. We'll work for recovery. But you go find some recovery. It's all we ask is check out this new life. If you're out there struggling tonight, please reach out. You deserve this happiness we talk about. You deserve recovery. You're loved, man. You're loved. Stick after it. Come on down, check us out. Again, American Pie Pizza. They bring in some delicious eats. So you don't have to get on the show, but come on down, check it out in person. Again, 2520 North 2nd Street. Till next week, we love you.